Oh, my tea just boiled.
Good evening. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of your Footy Fantasy Podcast. I'm here with my friend, Oga Kwame, Manchester United fan, and
What's
another
good?
friend, Benny, Chelsea fan. I'm your host, Zaza. Today, I am neutral. I'm a Manchester United fan, but I'm going to do my best
It's
to
a
be
lie.
neutral
It's a lie.
today.
It's not neutral.
Okay. You see,
You better be neutral,
I'm
though.
wearing
I'll hold you to
Ajax,
that.
Bob Marley. I'm just here to, be in between, to rev the fight between these two guys. That's all I'm doing. So do not think I'll be one-sided or, being a partial ref. I'll do my best to be impartial. So before we continue, let me quickly run through our social media handles. We are on YouTube at Footy Fantasy. We are also on Facebook as Footy Fantasy. On Twitter, we're a bit different. We are Footy AD Fantasy. So just Footy FOOTIE Alpha Delta Fantasy. Footy AD Fantasy. And of course, please remember to watch, comment, subscribe, and share our content. We are here every Sunday, usually 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. Eastern. Depends on who's hosting and, how we feel that week. But it's usually around those few hours. So let's jump in straight in. We're starting with the big game of the weekend, Chelsea versus Manchester United at Stamford Bridge. As the home team, Benny, I'll go to you straightforward. Tell me about your review. Tell me what you thought about the game. Give me your man of the match and your key talking points, please.
Yes. Honestly, before that game started, I actually had Man U winning that game in my mind,
You're
based
right.
on what I'd watched in the previous Man U game and what we played against Aston Villa, and against the last team we played um, before Man U. I felt like Man U were on the ascendancy going up, and we were just scrapping by with lucky goals here and there. Because if we are being honest, Chelsea fans, if we're being honest, the last two games in the Premier League were those people pressed us well. They played us well. We were very much outplayed, and it took heroics from Kepa to you know get those all the full points in those games. So coming into the game, I just thought, man, there's no way. There's no way we're winning this game. And after the first couple of minutes, it looked like, we call it initial gra from Chelsea. It was initial. And then when Man U settled and took the midfield from Chelsea before the 35th minute change from Potter, which I credit him for. He saw the problem was in the midfield, and then he switched to a back four and added an additional midfielder. I think once he did that, the game kind of stabilized. But that first couple of like 25 minutes, or that first up to that point where he made that change, Man U should have. I don't know how you guys didn't. Man U didn't score at all. But we were not in the game. When Kovacic came in, I mean, he showed why a midfielder is important. Now, if we had had Kante, I know we're going to talk about Kante later, but someone that works for two people in the midfield, then maybe we wouldn't have noticed it at all. But it just seemed obvious that Ten Hag, the style he plays, you can see kind of an identity now. There's a bit of an identity to way Man U plays now, and you could see that. And Potter, not so much. First of all, I'll just be honest. I was against the Tuchel firing. I'm anti Potter. I'm anti Bully, anti the new administration. So I'm a little salty. So if it sounds like I'm giving Man U too much praise, it's probably because I'm still a little salty. But I felt like that was a game for Man U to either lose or draw. Like they had that game in hand, in my opinion. So the fact that we scrapped something out of that, we got something out of that, just shows that I mean, no matter how bad things are going, big players step up, and players step up essentially. Obviously, it was a PK and whatever, but the second half was much better. I thought we adjusted well, and this is a rare compliment I'll give to Potter. He adjusted well. He saw the problems. Cucurella and Chilwell playing, having Cucurella as left centre back wasn't going to work out. And honestly, I think what our saving grace was that Varane injury. Once that guy went down, I was like, finally. Not that I was wishing he would go down, but finally I was like, okay, there's a chance here. Maybe they'll get a little under more pressure and everything. And when McTominay came in, he gave us that gift, which we appreciate as Chelsea fans worldwide. But my man of the match, from a Chelsea standpoint, it was, I was gonna say Kovacic, but he came in at 35th minute, so I'd give it to Chalobah because he had the shaky start, but he grew into the game and he kept the pace with, he was Thiago's legs essentially. Thiago was there moving him around and he helped cover a lot there. So my man of the match was Chalobah. Man U side, I would give somebody, but I'll let Jola take care of that. Man of the match or whatever.
So you don't have an overall man of the match, or you just don't want
Mine is Chalobah. I'm going with Chalobah.
Okay.
Overall.
Overall, okay. Fair enough. Jola?
Yeah. Well, first of all, Benny, I think you're a crackhead. I think you underestimate the value of what you have. And there's this saying that a prophet has no value in his home. Bruv, if you don't want Graham Potter, I'm sure another team will need him. I'm not gonna
take him.
Before, if you had offered me Potter last season in place of Oli, bro, I would have snatched your hand off, right? But in any case, I think yesterday's game was a tactical cat and mouse between both coaches. You can tell that both coaches, they're tactical geniuses, and I'll just go on a limb and say that both coaches are tactical geniuses, and both coaches are very bold. They read the game, they see what is wrong, and they make a change. They don't wait. They don't see. Oh, let's see how Plan A goes. No. If it's not working, change it. Now, when Chelsea's starting lineup came, actually, in the preceding days before the game, I was hoping that Ten Hag would not make the same kind of tactical naivete that he made when we went to play Manchester City, right? I was of the opinion that Ten Hag should have played a little more defensively, at least in the midfield. Maybe played maybe two holding midfielders against Manchester City. So now we're going to another big team, and I was kind of thinking, well, should he go a little defensive? I'm not really sure what Chelsea is on. And then when Chelsea's starting 11 came out, I'm like, what is this? What is Graham Potter doing? Cucurella left center back. I was like, that is weird. Ben Chilwell, we knew Ben Chilwell was always gonna be, left wing back. But Cucurella at left center back was just very, very weird to me. And I looked at those two midfielders, Jorginho and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I personally rate Loftus-Cheek. Jorginho, I only rate him with his passing ability. So I'm like, well, if we put them under decent pressure, we might be able to win the midfield battle, because both teams offensively, they're dead. There's no striker. Like, these guys they have no goal scoring strikers. Aubameyang is dead food. Marcus Rashford is not even a striker. So it was always going to be a midfield battle, and we were killing these guys. When in that first half, bro, if we had a striker, we would have been 2 goals up. And if we go back to Ajax and get Anthony's right foot, because apparently we didn't pay for that, we would have been maybe 3 goals up. But the genius in Graham Potter discovered very quickly that, look, I'm losing this midfield battle. Not only do I think he's a genius, he's also very bold. right? This guy took off his Brighton boy and put in Kovacic, and immediately, Benny, look, immediately you saw the change. It wasn't even like, oh, 5 minutes. No. The first time Kovacic got the ball, he literally drilled a hole in United's midfield, right? And he had to be fouled. Like, that is what I consider good coaching. That's what I consider quality coaching. Ten Hag also reacted in the second half, taking off Jadon Sancho, who was dead, by the way, and Fred. I think the game was even. The game was won/lost/drawn in moments. McTominay came in and, as usual, showed us that he carries Maguire's DNA, and we just had a brilliant header from Casemiro. But the biggest takeaway from that game for me is just two coaches going at it from a tactical point of view. I would have been, if that game ended 0-0, I would have enjoyed it. It would have been the most fun to watch 0-0 game. Man of the match I think for Chelsea, their man of the match was Marcus Rashford. And for Manchester United, our man of the match was probably maybe Licha Martinez or Casemiro.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't have an all. You have to pick one. Can't have.
You have to pick one, man.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll take Casemiro. I'll put Casemiro.
Okay. I think you both said it all.
Except one thing I would disagree with.
Yeah.
Every time you call Graham Potter a genius, I don't know. Like,
yeah, that's actually.
I don't
know.
like what part
no. We don't do
the word genius anyhow.
Yeah,
they're just throwing the word genius
yeah,
anyhow. Like
it's
one
lowering the standards of the
FYI.
word genius.
Before that game started, he tried the Cucurella whatever the game before that, and we all saw that was a terrible idea because Cucurella was not even is not left center back quality. So it was doomed to fail before it started. So to call him a genius for doing something everybody could see, that's not a genius. You're just throwing that word anyhow, big. That genius is not. You don't just buy it in the market.
I thought he played Cucurella as a left wing back in the game against Brentford.
Not Brentford. It was that Koulibaly was that one. No,
Leeds?
I think it was Aston Villa.
No. Sorry.
It may have been Aston Villa.
Because Brentford is who you guys played before you played us, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Brentford first. Yeah,
Brentford,
but we played Aston Villa before Brentford. Aston Villa was one I thought for sure they would have killed us. I don't understand how we won that game. I don't.
Yeah, that was the game he played at. Yeah, that was the game he played because Chilwell and what's his name played.
Because he tried that before,
Yeah.
and I don't. The way you're just calling genius as if it's something you can buy in Pepe market, as if it's Pepe you're buying. No.
That's actually true. Thanks for reminding me about that. When you said that, I rolled my eyes.
Don't just call genius like that, I beg.
The resources he's been given in his career for the level he's at. This guy. Anyway,
Okay, let me remind you what a tactical genius is.
Thank you. Please remind him first before I enter.
Tactical genius is somebody other football managers will go and sit down and learn from.
Mm-hmm.
No. I just want to point what a tactical genius is. Somebody like a Johan Cruyff is a tactical genius that has a school of tactics. Even Mourinho is a tactical genius because he has a particular kind of tactics. Potter copies other people's tactics. He hasn't built his own school yet, so he's not a genius. But he has a brilliant tactical mind. If we could, that's what I agree with.
Those people you mentioned, the Cruyffs, the Guardiolas, the Mourinhos, I call them philosophers.
No, but those are geniuses.
But people
you cannot have anything above genius. It's not possible. You can't have anything above genius.
So I get like a strategy. They can have a strategy, like a philosophy or whatever about how the game should be played. Yeah. So I get that. Well, man, calling Potter a tactical genius based on
it's not.
I mean,
he has a good tactical.
I'm not
you know who's an actual tactical genius? Tuchel was a genius. That guy is like. He had an exam. I know you're smiling like that because you're comparing Ole. I don't know why you would think the firing of Tuchel and the firing of Ole were the same thing. Why you say you take Potter over Ole and Potter over... Tuchel is not he's not a common man. He's not a common coach.
I don't have a dog in the fight.
Right. Yeah, he just like Potter's dog. You don't have a dog in the fight, but you like Potter's dog. No.
But
Potter is not a tactical genius.
Potter. Tuchel. Anyway. Okay, let me rescind the word genius. Brilliant.
Okay, let's move on.
Go brilliant.
Quickly. I'm surprised you didn't name. What's his name? Oh goodness, how can I forget his name? The Chelsea keeper, what's his name?
Kepa.
Kepa. I forgot you didn't name Kepa as your man of the match because he
Yeah.
kept you in that game. He literally kept you in that game. He was the best Chelsea player as far as I'm concerned.
Actually, I blame Rashford for not shooting properly, and those guys for not shooting.
That's why I said
Those are gimme balls. We call it make it shine they make me shine in Nigeria. The kind of balls that will make the keeper dive and television save. Make me shine because all you have to do is place it to one side and that's it. I mean, kudos to Kepa for keeping the balls out. But I'm just saying,
he had a couple of brilliant. He had a couple, like there was that save, the one that he's dived and pushed around the post. That was a full. That ball was going in.
Wait, which one? From Anthony. The one that Anthony tried to curl.
Yes, the Anthony shot.
That ball was easy. Come on.
The ball he came out and saved from Rashford. That was a good save.
The balls he saved the previous 2 games. Now those are saves. These ones they're just like all right, routine, whatever. But
that's fair. I think Rashford was poor, and I also don't think there should be an argument between man of the game. It was for Manchester United. It was Casemiro. It wasn't close.
Yeah.
Casemiro
Martinez walked too.
Martinez walked, but Casemiro. For the past 3 games has been Man United's best player.
Yes. I will admit that.
Into the game, he has lifted the team up. So, and then he scored the equalizing goal. It shouldn't be, if someone else scored, then we would have a
conversation. But it makes sense.
Okay, well, now we're still on Chelsea. This one I'll start and I'll pass it on to you guys. Is it time for Chelsea to get a replacement for Kante? I'm just trying to introduce the topic quickly before I get your opinions. There's only one Chelsea player, apart from maybe former Chelsea players, but one current Chelsea player I really, really respect is Kante. Well, most people find it hard to hate the guy, or he's a guy you can't hate. It's not possible. If you don't like Kante, you are not a normal human being.
I mean, EJ doesn't like him.
EJ is not a normal human being. EJ is not normal, EJ that practices broad daylight witchcraft.
You hold bad yourself.
If EJ likes anybody in your team, that person is about to get injured.
Yes.
So I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised now that she doesn't like Kante, because I thought she was the one that caused him. So, Kante is really, really he's what you call a quintessential footballer. He's excuse me, I need to take this comment quickly before I continue. This Facebook user. The problem with Facebook doesn't let the names of people commenting come up. So it goes, Chai, please don't cost Marcus Jerry, whole MB. Oh, he don't put his name on this and Ola.
Who was saying they're
his MB is not for football.
You're saying the poor people in Paris.
There are poor people in Paris, though.
No, but his MB is not for football.
It's for food now, yeah.
There's a difference between what's his name. Actually, no English player has got an MB for football recently. So that's how bad they've been.
Isn't Kane an MB right now?
Is he?
Kane?
I'm not sure.
No. Maybe Jordan Henderson. How about Jordan Henderson?
Did he get one?
I think
the Queen is just giving these MPs. She's just giving these MPs out now.
They're passing it out now.
Participation trophies. Because if you're telling me somebody like Bobby Charlton and people like Kenny Dalglish and all those guys have MPs, and then Henderson has it, okay, it's not such a big honor anymore. But anyway, going back to Kante. Kante has been injury prone for the past 3 years. It's been a case of manage the guy.
Yeah.
When he's on the pitch, he's fearless. But the problem is when you're off the pitch more than you are on it, it becomes a liability. Because the team has to start planning around you. The team can't rely on you. So it brings us to the question: do you think Chelsea should get a replacement for him, or should? He's also aware that his contract is also finishing at the end of the season. In about 6 months' time, his contract should be over. So, what do you think? What do you guys think? Jola, we'll start with you this time, and then we'll finish with Benny and take some comments.
I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of a Chelsea fan, and bearing in mind that N'Golo Kante has been, I mean, he's been very instrumental in Chelsea's successes in the last, I would say at least five years.
Yeah, he's been there for 5 years.
And look, if Conte decides to leave Chelsea, if Chelsea decides to part ways with him, however that happens, they can forever be grateful to him. They can thank him for his service and just kind of move on that way. Unlike some people in Manchester United, like Phil Jones and stuff. I mean, they've never contributed anything. But people like Conte has earned the right to be, the injury prone, not really active player that he is now. He's won everything there is to win, literally. So I think if I were a Chelsea fan, I would want the club to just kind of just move him on. It's not even about contract termination. It's not going to cost you anything. You just don't renew his contract. He can go play somewhere in France or at some other club where there's not a lot of pressure and expectation to deliver and perform on a consistent basis. So, and he's only 31 years old. He's only 31 years old. He still has some time to play. But at Chelsea, at that very high level where he's expected to deliver consistently, no. I think they should move him on.
Okay. Benny, what do you think? And you can also respond to what Kwame just said.
First of all, that at 31, you have to realize that's highway mileage he has in his body. The way he runs is not normal.
Exactly.
He might be 31, but that body is definitely a 38-year-old body because he has run himself into the ground, covering people, which this is just a theory in my opinion. I feel like he gets injured more because he overexerts himself more this time because of his midfield partner and his partner's defensive or lack thereof of defensive abilities. Because whenever he pairs with Jorginho, I've noticed that's when he usually gets injured the most. Jorginho doesn't cover much. So Kante is one doing the work for multiple people. So yeah, I do agree that in a different league, maybe where the pressure is not as intense, or where the other midfielders can carry their weight, I feel like he would thrive there more. Honestly, I think Spanish league would be perfect for him. Like one of the big teams there, pick up N'Golo Kante as your base. I would say Madrid, but now they have like a new young crop of players. But PSG would definitely love him. From a Chelsea perspective, there are a few midfielders in the world that can dominate a game like Kante. I don't think there's on his day when he's fit and when he's playing, nobody gets close to him, in my opinion. Like when it comes to midfield general, someone that's everywhere, the engine room of the midfield, nobody comes close to him. I actually believe he surpassed Makalele as in that midfield role.
Definitely.
Granted, he doesn't really play in the base anymore. He kind of plays right and goes forward and back, but he has surpassed Makalele in that role. You can't call it Makalele role anymore.
I don't think there's a comparison.
There isn't a comparison.
They're very different.
They're very different. It's like a Makalele, and recently, I think with Sarri kind of made him more of a Vieira box-to-box kind of thing.
Yeah.
Before he just
that's a better comparison. Vieira, Roy King kind of player.
He started kind of as a Makalele role and then moved into a Patrick Vieira kind of whatever.
Yeah.
But in football, I don't think there's someone that compares to him in that regard. Right. And I feel like having that, even though maybe for half the season, in your squad is not a bad thing. Unleash him for big games. Put him on bubble wrap until there's a big game or something. The guy is a game changer, a big game changer. Now, that's from a Chelsea fan's perspective. Now, it's kind of frustrating that we don't see him day in, day out with games and everything. I understand that. And that's why I won't be mad if he says, I'm not renewing, especially with Tuchel gone. Tuchel worshipped the ground that guy walked on. Every small thing, the way he hypes praises on Makalele. Makalele himself will be like, yo, dude, are you sure you don't like me on a different level? Because the way he talks about him, much really appreciates him and values him a lot. So someone like that gone, obviously he feels like a part of him, like a part of his attachment to the club is kind of gone. And he kind of mentioned that right after the sacking. So if he says, hey, I'm done after this, I'll totally understand. And from Chelsea's perspective, the best ability is availability. If you're not available, I mean, then what's the point? There's no point, right? So, yeah, I think it's time to get a replacement in short. Yeah.
All right. Let me bring summarize the topic quickly, and we'll move on. But before we do that, let's take this comments. Some of the comments are weird. Like I'm telling you, there are weird people in this world. Okay, this is a big. Of course, a big.
Even that,
Big
I can't take that
Kante
picture
fan.
seriously, sir. The picture itself is a little suspect.
Then go to Fred. Like, what does it mean, Fred? Okay, I'm just gonna keep quiet. I thought he was a big Kante fan. Down, he calls him Ngolo Fred.
No.
Fred.
I think it's more about Fred than it is about Kante, because Fred has been on something in these last couple of games until this
No,
second game.
I think in terms of similarities, Fred and Kante are kind of like in terms of how they get around the pitch. They both get about the pitch. They both have two lungs. Kante obviously has better feet than Fred does, and his passing is way better than Fred. So maybe he's talking about how Fred is also.
Thank God you ended like that, because I was about to just take you off the podcast.
Oh,
You were about to blaspheme.
Bruh.
I was
Fred
like,
and
oh my
Kante
God,
in
what
the
am I
same
listening
breath.
to?
no, but
Oh my God. And then he says he deserves a statue.
Oh,
Fair
Fred,
enough.
Fred, that is not. Wait, are you talking about Fred or Kante? I'm not even
Answer
sure.
this time around. No, we moved. Oh, please. We only, that was like he said. You see how he had me in the first half, and then he deserves a statue. Fair enough. But if John Terry and Lampard don't have statues yet, Kante has to.
only legends deserve statues.
He's a Chelsea legend, bona fide.
Kante is a Chelsea legend.
Kante is
Bruh.
Dude, with all due
Low
respect,
key, he is.
Chelsea's history is this small now, and Kante is like half of it.
So you guys,
Calm down, relax,
so
Chairman. I
does
thought you
that
said you're
mean
impartial judge.
is
I
United?
thought you said you're an impartial judge. You can see. Don't let your Nigerian show through. Come on, impartial judge. Come on, let's be impartial. But no, just based on what's been achieved in his time there and his impact, yes, I think he's a legend. I think he is. I don't know.
Okay.
It's touch and
Yeah.
go, but I think he is.
I believe it is. I personally believe it is. This is a funny one. This is Ola again. I am also part of the Kante Not For Me crew. Laugh out loud. I am I am vice president and EJ is president. You will keep mistaking his social awkwardness as humility. I'm sure that guy has
All
some
the psychologists,
hidden
man, looking at the
Man,
hidden.
weird people are just coming out today, man. Weird people
Yeah.
are just coming out. But I can understand, he's a Liverpool fan, and Chelsea and Liverpool have had some weird games.
Yeah, Kante has
Kante
finished
really done it.
Henderson's life. He has
Yeah, he's
made
done it to
Henderson.
Liverpool
I'm sure.
recently,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can understand. And then he now comes with that. This is actually true. I agree.
That's true.
Laughing my ass off. Jorginho
Does not
lifting
run. Like,
some of
Kante will be there
his
cleaning it up, and Jorginho will be there
while
moving
he's
ball like choir master. Like, he doesn't run.
Kante did a lot of running for him.
Like, I'm not even kidding. He doesn't go forward. He either goes back or side to side. I call him choir master because all he does is just this, like choir master. Best in the world at that. While Kante is out there attacking the defender, defending the attacker. I don't understand.
Ayo comes in again. Goes Kante is an icon. He was just clowning, and I don't know
said
who
it.
this is. This one goes really what?
Really what?
Really
Who are you first? Really, who are you first?
Really what? Like, anyway, like I said, there's great people around today. I'm adding Ayo. Ayo is coming online with the stream. Ayo, what's up? Now
I'm good. I'm just say hello, everybody. Just
you want to be removed?
Who be this?
Please,
Please remove him. Please remove
that thing. Please.
hello, everybody.
What?
I'm actually curious. Wait, why do I have 3 Man U people against me?
That's
today?
what I was about to say. You even came with a jersey.
We even wear the same clothes.
You coordinated, eh?
Trust me, we didn't plan this.
I'm just here waiting for the next topic, guys. That's all. I'm waiting for the next topic.
What's the name? Oh, that's why you came.
Oh, that's why.
Oh my god. Okay.
You know what?
Let's move on. Quickly before we jump into the next topic, because I want to save that topic for last. Let's quickly do this. Let's jump on this.
Oh, I did this. Okay.
End of an era. Is that what we're witnessing at Liverpool? I'll start with you because I know you have some beef with Klopp. So I'm actually starting this just,
Okay. End of Klopp's Gagan person. I don't have any beef with Klopp, right? I'll say this first, very easily. I don't. I have defended Klopp many times, many times. when it wasn't fun to defend Klopp 2 years ago, when they were having all that injuries, when everybody were like, "Oh, I was defending him like, oh, it
So
takes
why
time."
did you start defending him?
And when people were telling me, "Oh yeah, Klopp, you should change his formation," and I was explaining to people like, football doesn't work like that. Like, man is not, or change his style of play. You should pack the bus and counter. I'm like, guys, do you guys like this man should throw away everything that he's been working on? Anyways, last season though, I did say this. I said I had a beef with the fact that Klopp should have known league manager of the year. I said it last year because why are we giving manager of the year for second place? Let's forget. I understand the resources difference. I'm the big defender of resources and how to judge managers. But why are we giving manager of the year to someone coming second? Because he won what? Carabao Cup on penalties and the FA Cup on penalties again. But the main two trophies that he came second in both of them, Champions League and League. And people were like, oh, he deserves it if he gets the same resources with Pep. These hypothetical comments people always make. Based on what? How do we know this? Nobody knows this. Where is the evidence that Klopp has gone to a club where he's giving millions right away? He's a guy that likes to build. He said it every time in his interviews. He said it millions of times. What's his name? Pep Lingard said in his book, Klopp targets clubs where he likes to build. But this man last year, I said it just like Pep should have gotten manager of the year. He won the Premier League title. And he's the only English manager that won like major. That is a major trophy. If you are giving somebody manager of the year because he came 1 point behind, I said last year, right? Now this season, all of a sudden, the guy is dropping points left and right. People are now mentioning resources. I'm asking questions. Is that the same? But is this the same manager, right? Left and right, dropping points. Liverpool are what? They're like 8th, 7th. I don't even know where they are. Are we going to still talk about resources? Is it resources that made them lose to Nottingham Forest? Right? The same people that were criticizing your boy, Benny, Tuchel, for results and everything. And I'm not saying Tuchel is as good as Klopp. I'm just saying, let's keep the same energy. Klopp is underperforming this season. It's as simple as that. He's underperforming.
On paper, I mean, achievements. Tuchel has achieved more than Klopp actually. Just because I won't say much though.
Oh man, but people don't
just
energy.
Just
my dear,
quietly say that in there.
Zaza did not keep the same energy. I said it did not, but hey,
I think it's this. Oh, sorry, I don't know if it's my turn to speak.
Okay, no, let me reply to that quickly. Then, because it's just a very quick one on the league manager of the year thing. Last year, Klopp almost had a legendary season. That was just the context that is very important. Almost yes. No, but that is very
that's right. You're right. He was in
that's
like
very
how
important.
many...
That context is very important because as at March, he was in for 4 trophies. As at March, he was going for those trophies up to the last month of the season.
It wasn't like Chelsea when Man United won the league. What's that guy? The guy that was from Israel, Benny.
Grant.
Avram Grant.
Thank you. Avram did the same thing. Did not win anything. Nobody gave him trophy for. Please.
No, but that season you forgot that season that Manchester United won a double.
But you're just telling me like
no. But hold on, relax. Let me finish.
He was Champions League final. He was entitled to the last day. Let's.
I'm just putting it in context why he won it. Okay. he literally up to the last month almost won it.
Okay. Down to the wire.
A very good season.
He went to pretty much the final of every competition.
Every single competition. He was
every
the league up to the last day.
It's impressive.
He went to the final of
It's impressive.
Champions League. Won the Carling Cup, won the FA Cup. So that in itself is enough to give him kudos for.
He didn't win any of those games, Sha. Even the 2 he won, he didn't win them. He was PKs.
No. Now in Avram Grant's case, you have to also understand, like I said, in Avram Grant's case, the guy that he was competing against, there were 2 English managers in this case that could have done the same thing. One won it, one did not. You can't give the guy that didn't win it. If Alex Ferguson wasn't against Avram Grant, it might be a different case. This was Klopp versus other English managers. No other person was in that position. If Pep got to the Champions League final and beat him, nobody would say give it to Klopp. I'm just putting in context.
Getting Champions League final is more prestigious than winning Premier League.
He almost won the league. Remember that too.
Remember that the same Champions League that some people told me, is mostly luck.
It is still mostly luck.
Okay, and that it doesn't matter when you win Champions League compared to. Hey,
I don't look. Let me remind you that the best team according to UEFA rankings last year was Man City.
Okay.
We all know, sitting down here, if we go back and analyze football, really, that even though Real Madrid won the league, Champions League last season, if you tell them to do it again, they cannot. The method they did it with is unsustainable. That was just a very lucky method.
Correct.
That's just the truth.
So Man City should have won it, right? By the rating.
If you're being fair, it should have been Man City or Liverpool.
Oh,
football is not fair. No, it's just a simple truth.
Man City on paper has been the best team the last 5 years now. Man City on paper, they've been the best team last couple of years.
They've outplayed everybody. That's true, Benny. But they don't win it. So it's
probably down to something else that we are not willing to admit, but I won't start that conversation.
I said it's luck.
Guardiola does not inspire anything other than tiki-taka nonsense. He doesn't inspire like overachieving. When was the last time you saw him like win a game that he was like the underdog? Never. If he doesn't beat you on paper, he can't beat you like anywhere else. Like you can see the difference because you can coach mentality as well. He doesn't coach mentality. He just coach. He's like a schoolboy coach. He doesn't coach like hearts and all that. No. Anyway, that's something for someone else.
So Benny, you want someone that?
Yes, and argument for that.
Another argument. I beg.
Benny, you want motivational speaker?
Yeah. You have to motivational speaker at one point when you know Jungle has matured. You have to motivate your players. When Jungle matures, you motivate them. Like
You think I guess Pep is feeling like that?
Doesn't motivate.
No, he's saying that Pep has never really come from an underdog status, and apart from the first season,
he didn't win anything that first season. That's my point. Like, when has he won something where he was like an underdog?
Why?
Never.
No, he beat Manchester United as an underdog.
Which Manchester United? Which year?
His first Champions League final. He was an underdog. I can give him that. Manchester United was
2009.
I don't think he was. I really don't. That's we're talking about the best team of all time, one of the best club sides of all time.
That was them achieving. That achievement was an overachievement.
Okay, thank you very much. At least
that achievement was an overachievement.
Like you are being fair today. At least you are.
I'm always fair.
The reason why we are saying this now is because of what they achieved after. But at that moment,
that was an overachievement.
Champions, you remember that?
Anyway,
no, just that. I think that season he was.
Barcelona team then was not underdog.
I don't think they were that much of an underdog.
No, they were underdogs to Manchester United.
I don't think maybe Pep as a coach was, still new.
Look, you are telling me that Pep going against Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah, but
managers. Hold on.
I'm saying, look at the team.
Who had his best team?
No,
this was Alex Ferguson's best team of all time. If they didn't beat, if they were beaten by, if Manchester United had beat Barcelona, nobody would have been shocked.
Correct.
The idea that he was not an underdog. But this was Rooney in his prime, Ronaldo in his prime, Tevez in his prime.
The kind of midfield they had, and they had.
But Manchester United had Kyrie, Hargreaves, Scholes.
Do you remember that?
I hear you.
At this time, do you remember at this moment in time, right? At that time, that's 2009 May.
Yeah.
None of that team, right? Most of them, apart from maybe 3 or 4 of them, had not won Champions League. Do you remember that?
Yes,
true.
Even in the Barcelona team.
Yes.
But qualitatively, they were better than the Manchester United team.
After the fact,
all right?
After the fact.
All right. That one time.
Let's go back.
Okay, look, let me put it to you like this, right? Let me put it to you like this. The Arsenal team that lost to the Barcelona team in 2006, before that game, the Arsenal team was the better team.
Yes.
It was Barcelona beating them that made that Barcelona team, elevated that Barcelona team up. That's what I'm trying to say here. I'm not trying to say that but the Barcelona team Pep had was not a great team. No. What I'm trying to tell you is that if you take out that Manchester United team running into that Barcelona team, that Manchester United team is bona fide one of the greatest football teams of all time. Yeah. They literally went to 3 Champions League finals in 4 years.
Yeah.
They could have won it back to back.
I know that.
No, but just think about how good that team was.
The greatness of Barcelona, I guess. The simple way to say this is the greatness of Barcelona at that moment was not established. That's the simple. If you say 2011,
at that moment,
yes,
Okay,
2011
at that moment, all right,
they were favorites. 2011,
yeah, I'm just being fair. That I know it hurts me to say because it was my team that took this beating, but that was we were favorites going into that game. And remember, the previous season, that same Barcelona team had been whooped by this Manchester United team. They almost beat them home and away. They couldn't score a goal. They actually had it was a missed penalty that made them get a draw at Nou Camp. Manchester United was going to beat them home and away. That's how good that Manchester United team was.
I hear you.
Let's move on. Let's keep on talking.
Yeah, let's
on the bigger argument.
Okay, but hold on. Let me take it. A lot of comments are coming in. Then we'll jump back to this, because we haven't even talked about Rogers. We're just focusing. We haven't even talked about what we're supposed to talk about. We'll jump onto the game. So quickly until Pep goes somewhere where he isn't having the most resources available. Klopp, Lahim Baba.
I normally don't agree, but yes, I agree with this.
Can Pep do what Klopp did at Mainz and Dortmund?
Lie.
Debatable. Can Klopp do what he did at
Debatable?
Yeah,
definitely.
Debatable too.
And he would have 1 or 2 Champions League at City by now instead of Pepsi.
Okay. Let me answer.
Hold on. We'll take all of them at once. They have the money and the manager. City is arguably the best team on the planet. Facts.
On paper.
Kante did the miracle last season. They should have given him. Okay.
No,
Bucci is always realistic and fair. See.
That's a lie.
No, I'm always real. I'm always fair.
I don't know about realistic.
Okay, Pep. Oh God, Pep is a genius.
Right.
But they tell us Champions League is easier than Premier League. How come this genius isn't winning the easier Champions League? Only one final since his back like this.
Because he's getting the snaps.
Can't still be claiming it's bad luck. Please, let's stop guzzling gallons of Pepsi, Jerry. He's an absolute great, but has shortcomings.
Yes. Pep will not have this Liverpool team in 8 after 11 games. How about that? With this Liverpool resources. Please, let's stop this.
Wait, these Liverpool resources would have changed
Let's stop talking about Pep.
Changed all the defenders 4 times already. Like bought new defenders. How do you think he wiped out that Man City team?
People are thinking of acting as if Klopp has least resources. You know how much? Please go and check how much he has spent.
There's resources and there's resources, bro. Resources. Should shoot, but should get size. Should get size, man. Pep is using cricket. Pep is using the original.
Let me tell you, Pep can get bored with Haaland and decide to go and get another striker just for fun. Straight up, two top 9s now.
He's there for a reason, right? He was not too raffle draw. He's there for a reason.
That's right.
And you guys forgetting like how Pep actually makes players look at Raheem Sterling.
Please. This guy I'm not going to talk about this. I'm just waiting for when Pep. Every time when I come with receipts, you guys know me. My receipts are always years ahead of time. This is not the thing I came here for. It's 2 years ahead of time. So I'm ready for you guys to do. Ready. Full. All of them. The comment. Zaza. I'm ready.
Okay, no problem. So does anybody have anything quickly to add on Pep so we can talk about Klopp quickly and talk about Rogers? Then we can move on quickly. Does anybody want to add anything about Pep?
Let's go to Klopp, please. Let's go to Klopp.
Please. Okay, Benny, let me start with you because these Manchester United fans are coming here with their own aggro. So, what do you think about Klopp and his? Is this the end of his gang presses? Is it time for the man to modify, or is it just another problem?
Gang. I think right now it's just because you can get tired of a system too. Because like game pressing is not easy, first of all, and you have to have the personnel. The new guys they added, great in their own regard, but
which one?
What's this? Diaz. Sorry, Nunes.
Diaz.
Not Diaz. Nunes.
Okay.
Nunes and Diaz to an extent, and there was a familiarity with like Mane, and I'm not going to say Mane is the reason why they didn't whatever. Although personally, I do think Mane was more important to Liverpool than a certain other person.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
I agree.
In my opinion, because he was more dynamic, not just about the goals and such, but he was more dynamic with the press. The pressing had to start up there, like the counter press. The whole idea of the Ghanaian press, the counter press right there, like rush them like mad dogs.
That's right.
So you have to have mad dogs on your team. And right now, the boys they're not that mad. Either they're dogs or they're just mad, but they're not both. Like you have to understand the system Like the way you press, it's a whole system, bro. Like, so say you have one person, it takes just one person not doing their job to make that thing collapse. First of all, it's very susceptible to someone who can actually like just beat that press, beat the first or two guys that come at you, and your yash is wide open. Now have one guy that's not doing the job, it makes it just pointless. So I'm not saying that Nunes is not doing the job, but I'm just saying he's not doing it as well as it could have been done to make it successful. And Diaz as well. Diaz is great going forward. Coming back in the way that system worked for Klopp, I don't know if he truly understands that yet. And we had this whole thing about Nunes saying he doesn't understand what Klopp is saying. I'm like, I'm not with that shocked. That guy came, I don't know how you come out with something like that. Like, that's something that should be kept under wraps. And he's like, yo, I don't understand what Klopp is saying. Like, we have to translate to me. Maybe somehow lost in translation where they say press like mad dog, say just press like chihuahua. Maybe that's where it's happening. And we have a chihuahua up front right there thinking he's a Rottweiler. But somehow I think there's also the fatigue as well with that. That's not a very sustainable system, especially if you've played it for years. You have old men like Milner and Henderson. First of all, I think Henderson is kind of like a carpenter that plays as a midfielder. He just does his job well. I don't think he's that talented.
Worse than I am. Jesus.
I'm just saying Henderson ain't all that. He's just there for hearts and skills. But he's not. He doesn't have the talent.
I'm expecting a comment on one of the comments.
Let's be honest, he's not that talented.
Right now.
Be honest with
Ola
yourself.
is typing furiously.
Be honest, Ola is furiously typing right now. I'm sure he has broken his keyboard. I would just say, like, then injuries. I think it's just a perfect storm of things. Perfect storm of one of their best players leaving, injuries, new players that still need time to assimilate, and then just the whole fatigue of the system because it's not sustainable. So I do think that Klopp has like outrun his like tenure there. It kind of happens everywhere he goes. Like after a while, they just become like normal. They become just like a regular side that they can take points from the top team and dish it out to the bottom team like Robin Hood. I don't understand, but it's just it's a sign of how long Klopp has been there, and I think it's time for him to. I don't think he should be fired. I'm just saying that he's probably outrun the life of that system for Liverpool. I think, in my opinion. And Rogers, revival of Rogers. I beg, it's just one kind of small bleep. We'll come back to normal level.
Revival. It's just on the school service. There's no revival going on.
There's no revival there.
No. Wait. Benny and Jola, you are really mounted today.
Yeah,
you are really mounted. Okay. I'm going to take some quick comments. I'll round up the
I bet it's from Ola.
the club part. Of course, there's a lot from Ola, and I'll let Ayo talk about the Rogers part quickly. Then I'll move on. Okay, so I'll start with Yinka's comment. Yinka said, "Let Pep lose one of his best players without replacement, then you understand what's happening to club." Okay, wow, a lot of people on club.
He has another best player on the bench now.
Said Pep is a genius through.
No, I think we've read.
No. I think we've taken this comment before.
We read that one.
Yeah. Let me go straight to this one. Do you know how many first team injuries we have at Liverpool? I said last week that our injuries are affecting us. Today, he's saying Pep won't have Liverpool in 8. Laughing my ass off. He would have us below 10.
Receipt is coming for you, why?
Wow. So you can't have cohesion and consistency when injuries disrupt things. When like 7 or 8 players are out, it ain't easy. We don't get press as much anymore.
I think academic players put 7 or 8 players. Please. It's not 7 or 8. Don't add the other 23 to it, please.
Henderson is Ayo in a different scheme.
Hey.
What? Which Ayo?
I don't understand what that comment means. That comment is just, I don't know. I'm just going.
Oh, wait, Ayo, has you seen you play football?
I've never seen anybody.
I think that's the point.
Talking about another Ayo.
I think that's the point she's going to make right there.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe he's trying to say he can't play football.
No, at that point he becomes more than a carpenter. He's a handyman now. He can fix anything.
Okay, let me talk quickly about club. Ayo, you talk about Rogers. I think there's 2 things that I have to give Klopp is it's very hard to divorce Klopp from his spending. You can say, he has injuries, but I also have to point out that Klopp has spent a lot of money, which is quite true.
Okay.
I just think the money has not been spent as efficiently as it should have. You see, Klopp was praised when he bought Alisson and
Van Dijk.
Van Dijk. And you have to go back there and remember that. People are like, oh, he spent all his money so well spent, this
That's
and
good
that.
money.
And so when you go out and do the same
Yes.
thing and spend it on a Nunes,
Hmm.
people have to blast you for that error.
Yes,
That
man.
is, yeah. So that is very important to note. The other thing, however, to note is that Liverpool's owners are weird. They do not spend well. Liverpool they are making Manchester United money. Liverpool are making Manchester United money. So they should spend in Manchester United money. Liverpool owners cannot tell me they're paying back debt. They don't have a new stadium. They don't have any explanations for where the money is going.
Yeah.
So if you're making 600 and something million or thereabouts a year, you're not paying so much in salary, because the reason Mane left is because they didn't want to pay him. Like, it was either they pay him or they pay Salah. That was what it looked like. And so they decided to pay Salah and let him go. So those kind of choices make me wonder what is going on, because what is happening to Klopp is that Klopp is not getting to refresh his team as fast as he should. That midfield has been crying for help since last year. But they didn't get a new midfield as everyone expected this season. And some people are going in like, oh, they might be going for Jude. They're not sure they're getting Jude. If Real Madrid or go in there, or Manchester United make Champions League and go in there with big money, I'll pay them for Jude. You kind of know that. The only reason Jude might go to Liverpool if there's no other big team going there, because every other person will pay them better than Liverpool will, or is willing to pay. So that's my problem. I look at it as two problems. One is Klopp he doesn't adapt very well. He burns his players out because there's not enough players. So if you burn them all out, then you don't have. When you have an injury crisis, you have a problem. But it's also easy to get an injury crisis when you're using so many players and letting them do so much. Everybody in Liverpool is a mini Kante. They all run around like that. Only maybe Thiago, who doesn't run. I mean, that's why Thiago probably is injured all the time, because he can't really maintain the energy to play that kind of game.
As a Rolls Royce, you're trying to run him like an Okada.
Exactly. Rolls Royce doing Okada work. So that's the problem. And then you have owners that don't want to spend. That's just what I look at. I think the way it's going, it will end in tears. If Liverpool owners do not budge, Klopp will have to leave, because at a point this team will start getting wood by everybody. That's what it's looking like. If they end this season in sixth position, they would need a large revival, a huge revival to get to sixth, because there are other good teams in this league. Newcastle is looking good. Brighton is also buzzing around there. They might not get there because they're not really good enough per squad this thing. But I think that's just my own summary.
Everton is coming to life. Like play.
And now Everton will not pass 10th.
All right.
Yeah, I just being honest. Everton, they don't have the squad either. I don't think this guy spent this thing. Okay. Take quick comments too, then Ayo, because all of this is about this state. Everything is about LFC. So, okay. He said, I meant they look alike. Ayo and Henderson have the same head shape.
It's even worse.
Oh man, this guy just entering you today.
I just entering like
my head shape is way better than Henderson. Please, let's stop this.
Henderson got that mini mega mind.
And Anderson can grow hair.
He bought 90 million striker. They said he didn't spend. That's what I'm talking about. But Kingsley Boke says Pep knows how to alternate his players. Even with injuries, he manages his players very well, and he makes them play multiple positions. This is actually true. What people never give Pep.
You're a real football man right there.
That's a Barcelona fan. I know him.
You understand?
Yeah, because what Pep does, the way he moves those guys around, like look at Foden and all this. He's very, very flexible with the way he manages his players.
Yeah.
Cancelo, Foden, Mahrez,
right back, left back,
Gundogan, players.
Exactly.
Yeah, so he does. Even Netanyahu is moving positions. That part I'll have to give him. But then when you have a vast squad,
If I say that now, they'll say I'm drinking Pepsi. This man figured this thing out a long time ago. That
But
midfield is the key. He
it
buys
wa-
a lot of midfielders. He buys midfielders that are multi-dimensional. He does
okay, yeah,
yes,
but
he's doing that for
is and now not excusing the way Liverpool have spent, because 90 million on was it Nunes that they spent 90 million on?
Yeah.
Noodles. It's noodles.
Jesus.
Darwin noodles.
That spending is I'm not defending the way they spend, because that's surely spending, but perhaps the level of resources you have also help you build a deep bench, a very deep bench.
That's why I blame the owners.
But guess a team that's had that level of resources.
Let's not talk about Man U.
What have you done? Please, your team too. Put your team in there, please.
No.
Come on. You can spend 200 like every season.
You spend 100 million on
Are we talking of Bully Chelsea or
Abramovich Chelsea?
In the last few years.
No. Abramovich Chelsea. He started this game. Let's be honest. He started this game, but he was playing it on level 1.
Don't tell me next time. Don't bring
once he came, I took it to level 7.
Sheikh daddies, they came here and just took it to like the third level.
No,
exactly. So I mean, I don't hate the hustle.
But
I'm just saying,
you guys spend a lot of money.
We spend money, but not Daddy Sheikh level. We don't just like
the only thing you can say
place players anyhow. We don't just like
Manchester United level. That's what you can say. Man City and
Manchester United has been spending almost at Man City level over the last.
I forgot.
Over the last 5 years.
That's actually true.
That's
actually
true.
Yeah. So what are we talking about?
Yeah. It's just that the coaches don't really have an opinion on who to buy.
Ola quickly again. Wait, we're riding off Nunes though. Ogakwame, you are excused. The guy has scored more goals than United forwards and has one of the best goals per minute ratio this season.
Nobody's writing him off. We're just saying 90 million is an overappreciation of his value. Maybe
yes,
it's like
we have to be very fair.
Maybe we need to impair that value.
Ayo, this is actually it says Jota, Nunes,
yes, people that ear infection for 1 game.
None of them are under 23 players. So
let me respond to that. Thiago is coming back on Wednesday. Konate is coming back on Wednesday. Please, I saw the match. Ear infection. I was one that has illness, please. Allah, you are better than this. He's coming back on Wednesday.
Maybe
a Facebook user goes Pep is
Yeah, infection serious. So don't play about ear infection. You don't know. Maybe
I had a
had the ear infection.
Yeah, it took me to ER. So please don't remind me of that trauma. And Okechukwu Ezukama says LFC could go on a big run. Yes, they'll be saying that for the past 10 games.
I said United fan, funny enough. Okay,
where are they running to the back?
We've been saying that for 10 games. We're waiting.
Which big run?
They can go on a big run. They can run back to Anfield.
Yeah, running back. Oh,
God. Man, I'm sure United fans, you guys are not allowed to comment on Liverpool again. You guys are too salty. You're making all of us look bad. Now you're making me look like I'm very unfair. So please, let's quickly take this last comment and jump to Rodgers. Instead, this will become the Liverpool show, and this is supposed to be the Cristiano Ronaldo.
It's not 65 million.
It's 5 million on Nunes. I bet. When close friends, you guys make sure the books are balanced. Liverpool are not
okay,
poppers.
Accountant FC, balance books.
Yes, people are not poppers, but where's the money going to?
Accountant FC. Okay. Carry on.
Let's spend FC.
Let's spend it.
Ayo, quickly, Rodgers. Then we jump. Rodgers and Leicester. Is this a revival or is Water going to find his level?
When you say revival, right? He's like grossly underachieving, right? This season. So the revival is what they've just come out of relegation, so they're 16th now. I don't think it's a revival, right? Who did they beat to get here? They beat Leeds. Leeds is a weird team. They sat back and counter attack their press, and they beat Wolves. Wolves is a terrible team. I think Wolves are going to
lost that game, by the way.
Yeah,
I think they won 4-0, but their keeper was man of the game.
Correct. Yeah, that's another weird result. So,
I was shocked.
Yeah, so they win 2 games against 2 very weird teams in 2 different fashions. I mean, no, I don't think so. I don't think there's any revival. They're going to win some games. Man City are going to destroy them next week. I think they'll play Man City next. Rodgers is an interesting coach, right? I think overall he's a decent to good coach, I think. But I think he's one of those coaches that he thinks is better than he is. That's what I think about Rodgers. He thinks he's better than he is. In the sense, I think in his head, he thinks he's a elite coach or a world-class coach. But I think he's done a good job with Leicester initially. Right, 2 fifth-place finishes. They were playing some good football. But I think Rodgers needs to evolve. I think he needs to evolve. I think the owners did him wrong for sure this season, by not like buying players, and he let that negativity cloud hang because I'm sure he thought he was going to be sacked. Well, the owners don't have money to pay him off, right? I had his payoff is like 15 million, 20 million, something like that. They don't have money to pay him off. Yeah, he has a long-term contract with them, so the son is just like beat the bullet. Like I'm just going to wait, and we'll see what happens. So the players probably down tools for a while and now realize like, oh, okay, wait, this man is not getting sacked, so we still have to just deal with this man. So they're just having to they're just having to bite the bullet for a little bit. And I don't think it's a revival, to answer your question. I think Leicester at this rate could still get relegated or just finish right above relegation zone because they are really, really poor. Like all the metrics, the stats, the underlying stats are pretty bad. They are like 18th, 19th for expected goals conceded. They are pretty bad. Leicester are pretty bad. Like everything, their performance on the pitch, and they've won 2 games, had a draw. Now, I don't think it's any revival. I think it's just one of those things where no matter how bad they are, they still have a couple of good players in there. On a bad day, they can still pull off something. And on a funny day, like probably one of the worst keepers in Premier League world turns to prime David De Gea in his prime. It can happen. It happens. So no, I don't think it's a revival. I think it's just a mini bump, and they are going to return back to because like I said, the underlying stats have been pretty bad for a long time. From last season, it's been pretty bad. So they even overachieved last season based on their stats. I'm not talking their squad, on their stats. Like they should have finished way lower than they finished last season. That's how bad they've been. So yeah. So that's what I think. Okay. I'm waiting for the main event.
All right. So now let's move on. It's about to get fun, and I think I'm about to get roasted. So let me prepare for the roast. Deep bread. It's time for some action. So we quickly jump. Ayo, this is your last one. And if you do that again, I'll just remove you from this podcast. I'm serious.
I have it too. I can remove you.
Last warning.
Wow.
Don't do that again. No. We're not. This is not the Messi. We're here to blast.
This is the Messi Ronaldo.
We're here to
blast. That's what I'm doing, though. That's what I'm doing.
No. We're here to blast Ronaldo. Not here to worship Messi.
I'm not worshiping anybody.
I don't like Messi's doing anything fantastic right now.
I don't know. Like this guy is taking a holiday.
He's taking a holiday. We're shouting as if he's curing cancer.
Please.
Who's that?
Messi now.
Are you sure? Watching him?
I've been watching PSG, yeah.
Can we please move on? Can we move on, please?
Yes, please.
Put that picture down.
Just 70 goals assist. I'm just saying.
Henry Brikotu said, "Wow, no, I'm serious. Like I don't. There will be a time to appreciate Messi. Maybe when he finally decides
when he retires, or if he wins that World Cup. That
he won't win it.
We'll give you 2 hours. You can sit down and do all you want. But right now, let's
and wax lyrical about Messi for 2 hours.
Yes. So I don't know who I'm going to start with because
Benny,
please let me start with you because if
why do you want to start with the reasonable person first? Because those two they look like Talibans about to talk about Ronaldo.
They've been waiting for this opportunity for a long time. That no, someone say you all hate. No, I don't hate Messi. Actually,
I don't hate Messi.
Honest,
I just don't. I don't like the sacrifices.
No. But we don't hate him.
For now, I just don't. I don't. It's not. I don't want any distractions. Let's focus. Because if we start talking about Messi,
we're not going to talk about him. We're not going to talk about him. That's the funny thing. This is just. I'm just having a ball, man. That's all. Football assist. That's all. Just reminding people.
Let Ayo make this show. Okay. Let me start with Oga Kwame.
Thank you.
I know it's about to get spicy, so
yeah.
Has Cristiano Ronaldo tainted his United legacy? Let's not talk about what Manchester United should do next first. Let's talk about Cristiano Ronaldo before we talk about Manchester United's next step.
Do you want to give the introductory, why we're talking.
If you don't know what we're talking about, you are not on planet Earth.
And before I
an introduction,
I want to say this very clearly, and in a way that nobody mistakes what my intentions are. Anybody out there who supports or appears to support Ronaldo's actions against Tottenham is a crackhead. Jeez. Anybody who appears to speak in support of Ronaldo or tries to blame anybody else but Ronaldo for what happened is a crackhead. Let me say it again for those in the back. If you do not think, if you think anybody but Ronaldo bears fault in this matter, you are a crackhead. Now, let me say this. If you have when we talk about the discipline issue, right, that happened, the Ronaldo lovers will respond with his achievements in the game, right, and what he has done for Manchester United, what he has done in the game, what he has achieved, and what he even did last season, highest goal scorer, all this shit, right? These are two different debates. These are two completely different topics. If I bring up an issue of discipline, do not respond with performance because they're different issues. When I was a child and I went to primary school, right, and I got good grades in math and science and English and all these things, right, and I bring back my report card home, and my mom is like, "Well done, my son. You've done well in school. Now go do those dishes," right? And I'm like, "Shut up, Mom. I'm not doing those dishes." She has the complete right to slap me across the face. Well, at least back then, when I talk, nobody's talking about child abuse. If you're talking about child, that's how we're raised, right? Because your performance has nothing to do with what is expected of you. What is expected of you, discipline-wise. So let's call a spade a spade. Ronaldo is all about himself, and he is not a team player. When we talk, look, if people who are in the military or who know war or at all, they'll call people like Ronaldo deserters. That is what they are, deserters. You're in the middle of war, whether you're winning or losing, and you leave your brothers and sisters in arms. You are a deserter. What does this have to do with? Manchester United not letting him go to wherever he wanted to go to in the summer? It has nothing to do with that. What does this have to do with Erik ten Hag coming out in the summer talking about, oh, he's in my plans and all that? Listen, if you cannot figure out that what Ten Hag was saying was institutional speech, I don't know what to tell you. He was saying all that because he had to say that. The institution told him to say that. Why? Because the institution did not want Ronaldo to leave the club. When he signed his contract 2 years ago, who forced him to do that? Nobody did. So look, he already did this mess of, I want to leave the club. I have personal issues, right? Then he came for like 5 minutes of preseason and left early, right? And then he does this again. What more do you guys need to know? What more do you need to see from this dickhead? What more do you need to see from this
keep it PG.
No, allow it, bro. What more do you need to see from this self-engulfed? Like, it's all about himself. Look, Ronaldo himself is responsible for early retirement of several players, right? When he was in his prime player. Raul wanted to stay at Real Madrid longer than he did. Why did he leave before his time? Because of Ronaldo. Karim Benzema only began to shine in his twilight years, partly because of what Ronaldo was doing, and that's no shade to Ronaldo. He performed at the very highest level. But fam, you are 37. Sit down. You're no longer the star of the team, and it's okay. It is completely okay. But for some reason, people do not want to. They just don't want to. They just want to, see basic principles. Look, as bad as bad as Kylian Mbappe has been acting, I don't think he does that. As great as Lionel Messi is, I don't think he does that. Diego Maradona, God bless his soul, I don't think he does. Like, I don't know any player who would do that except Cristiano Ronaldo. So yeah, I'm done.
Okay. I have to actually just also clap for that because I think you said it all.
I've not said it all. I've not said it
I've
all.
not said it all.
Okay.
I'm still.
I have much more.
Oh my
I have
god.
to get it to.
Oh my god. Okay. Before we go, I want to add something quickly, just to add a caveat to what you said. If Ronaldo was so much in a hurry to get out of Manchester United, he should have bought his contract out. He was rich enough to buy it out.
Thank you.
And he could have gone where he wanted to go. So the idea he was being held against his will still doesn't make sense to me.
Second thing I wanted to add is very, very simple, right?
Okay. So Ayo, you can keep going. I'll just be the comments are so interesting and there's so many, so I'll just be adding them.
Yeah, that's fine. Just make sure I'm seeing some weird, spam stuff in there. I'm sure you can.
Yeah, I'm blocking them.
Yeah, okay.
I've blocked them all.
Okay, so I'm going to add to what Oga Kwame just said about him. He was not held against his will. That's just a myth that a lot of people are saying. It's very, very simple. In every business transaction, there's a buyer and a seller. There was no seller. Sorry, there was no buyer, rather. There was nobody who came and was willing to pay either whatever transfer fee or, more importantly, his wages. Reports have come out there from verified sources. Mark Ogden is a Manchester United ESPN reporter who attends press conferences. He has come out there that the Glazers were willing to let Cristiano Ronaldo leave in the summer for free. There was nobody willing to pay £500,000. So all this
wanted us to subsidize his wages.
Correct. This idea that they held him against his will is a myth. Absolute myth. Ronaldo doesn't care about anybody. Like, if he was saying he was going to give an interview, he would have given that interview. There was nothing to talk about because there was nobody that wanted him. He was banking on the Chelsea links, which Tuchel blocked, by the way, and all the other people that claimed they were interested. That George Mendes was trying to do the same thing he pulled on Manchester United, which we fell for by saying Man City were interested, and we now jumped on it when they were not. When they saw the wages and they backed out, and we jumped on it thinking we usurped Man City. So we should stop all this myth. Nobody wanted Cristiano Ronaldo. It's as simple as that. They said there was somewhere from Saudi. He could have gone to Saudi. Why didn't he go? BS. Nobody wanted Cristiano Ronaldo. So I'm just calling that's just a rumor people just keep carrying about. He was not held against his will. So let's go on to Cristiano Ronaldo journey. I want to go on that journey because I think there's this thing about Cristiano that a lot of people, maybe they don't pay attention to the history, or they don't watch enough football, or they don't watch other leagues. So I'm going to go on this journey with people because I think a lot of people don't know this journey. 2008, right after Manchester United just won Champions League, they asked Cristiano Ronaldo, "Oh, where are you going to?" Oh, he said he doesn't know. This is after our greatest moment. They asked him. I have YouTube videos I can share for anybody if things I'm making this up.
I can remember that.
Okay, that's the first one. Take one. Take two. Following season, his grandfather or godfather talked to him. Sir Alex begged him to stay. He agreed. Halfway through season, his agent came out and said, "What, Manchester United are practicing slavery." In case people have forgotten that happened. Same Cristiano Ronaldo's agent. Okay, that's number two. Eventually left, right? Real Madrid. Before he left Real Madrid, do we remember what happened when he fell out with Florentino Perez? Pretty much forced his way out of Real Madrid to go to Juventus. Yeah, because he didn't want to go. What's his name? Zidane literally told Perez if he saw us, they tried everything, but Ronaldo said no, he's leaving. And Perez said 100 million, I'm taking it. He went there, right? That's the next one. In Juventus, I think this was the funniest one, if anybody remembers. The deal was not even agreed. Ronaldo cleared out his locker in Juventus.
Yep.
This man cleared out his locker. So all these fanboys that turned blind as if this is a new issue. Man turned out his locker. Say My vein is not correct. I'm just giving people history. You know, I think
my vein is popping too.
I want all of you, fanboys. I want you to understand the history of Ronaldo. You know, because this is not the first time for him. He cleared out his locker, right? Now let's start with coming back to Manchester United. Last season, do we remember Cristiano Ronaldo pretty much throwing social under the bus, along with Alex? To be
What's
fair,
up with your internet?
Mine?
You're having some lag. Yeah.
Oh,
you're having some lag.
I don't have a lag. Okay, come. Do I have a lag?
No, I can hear you.
Okay, hear him well. Zaza, the internet.
Maybe it's your internet. Okay.
Maybe it's mine because there was a point it felt like that to me on my side. So maybe it's my side.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll keep going. He came back here last season through social under the boss, pretty much, right? When he came out that, you know, everything wasn't working well, blah, 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 all the rumors about social, the training, you know, first of all, not coming against Everton, all the, you know, thing that happened. I think they benched him for one game. He came on second half. So Alex went and said all that nonsense he shouldn't have said, I think. At Everton away, the kid with his phone, right? Do you remember that? This is journey. I'm taking everyone on the journey here.
The charge for that is even still ongoing.
With Ralph Ragnick when he threw him under the bus because that one put him on the bench and he just left to Portugal. At the ask Ralph said he didn't order. He doesn't know where he is. This is like people are pretending that did not just happen last season. In January, Ralph said they should sell Ronaldo. Right? Remember this? And people were saying, "Oh, it's Ralph's job." Some people on this podcast were part of it. I'm just saying, it's Ralph's job to motivate, you know, Ronaldo. It's man management is part of his job. And I was telling everybody, like, this man said in January, let's move this guy on. It's going to be a problem because there are other players available. Let's move the wage cap. They didn't listen. The board did not listen. This is the same Ronaldo. April, he said he wanted to leave. Immediately that it was confirmed we're not making Champions League, his agent apparently came out, was already talking to the club, like he wants to leave. It's the same person. Wants to jump ship. As if he wasn't, he scored goals. I agree. You know, people were telling me he carried us. I smile every time when people tell me that. I like go back into the stats because he scored what? He scored 2 hat-tricks against Spurs and Norwich, right?
Yeah.
He scored two braces like earlier in the season. This man disappeared for 3 months. When Champions goes on the line from December to February, the key part of the season, he disappeared. Scored 1 penalty in that period. When the season was dead, he now scored 2 hat-tricks. People were telling me this man carried us. Carried us to where? We went out in almost at first stages in almost all competition last season. And he played all the games. Okay. So this season alone, right? While we're on preseason, the man did not show up. He did not show up to this. And people were were saying, oh, he did not show up. He did not show up. And was flirting with every club because he thought he was going to get a move. It's when he realized that, whoa, there's plenty of rice at home. When you realize there's plenty of rice at home, after working for McDonald's, you're like, whoa, bro, there's plenty of rice. Hey, nobody wants you, man. We don't want you. That's when he now realized, finally, that, okay, let me show up. Many tantrums he threw on the dressing room with Ralph Ragnick. He started when they subbed him. The first one that had the ball sub him because he saw the game flow. He did it with Ten Hag when they removed him. Did not want then the final one that committed to all of this, not coming on, walking out on the stadium. My point is, I had to go through this so that people understand this idea. Cristiano Ronaldo, whether we like it or not, is of course all-time great player, right? To some people, he's his greatest player of all time. He's an all-time great player, but one thing that he has always been is a narcissistic man, baby. The reason why everybody put up with his narcissism was because of his incredible production, and because of that, you have to always arrange your team to favor whatever he wants. You give it to him, because he's not really a 9. He became side player center, but he's not really a center forward, right? He always comes from that left. Most of his goals, you see on the heat map, it comes from that left. So anybody else had to sacrifice, and you do that because it's Cristiano. It's probably the ultimate best finisher of all time. Nobody can argue that, right?
Okay, I'm gonna ask you to speed up.
Yeah, so best finisher of all time. So I'm just saying all of this to say build everything up to say personally he has tainted United legacy. He attended for me a while ago, but now we have cemented. He has smeared it. For some people that still want to remember all his goals, you can remember about his behavior, his narcissistic man baby moves that he just confirmed now. I think he has tainted it. It's as simple as that. That's why I dropped the mic. And before that, the last thing I also want to say, at least now,
you want to be removed?
No. Don't do that. Do not do that. Let me finish this. Finally, for all the like Oli and Messi, now that both in their latter years, we know who is the better player. So maybe we should stop it. Just respect this man. That's all I'm going to say. Let's go. I'm done.
Okay, Benny, do you have anything to add?
Yeah. I actually don't think it's anybody's fault other than Ronaldo's. It's like it's quite clear. That's leaving your your whatever. And I'm not looking at everything from the context of the whole timeline AWA has brought to everybody right now, because that sounds like a Hollywood movie. My guy has been tracking everything from beginning to whatever, everything that happened here to give us context. From that perspective, the guy he's trash. Like not even trash stuff. He's like toxic waste, like nuclear waste. But looking at it from what happened now, granted, it was stupid, yes, but I don't understand. Football fans, we have a short memory, man. Like because something happened right now. Oh, he's the absolute worst. He's the absolute this and that, and then later I'm like, oh, okay, he's actually not that bad, not bad, not bad. Okay, Kwame, everything that AY listed out, you were aware of a lot of them, but you were fine with it until this last one. I say, oh, now I get him out. I absolutely hate him right now. You were aware of a lot of these things that happened. But I'm saying that performances, now I'd kudos to AY for not letting any of those like the shine derail his own thought process. The same way I have a thought process that Pep is low-key a fraud, but nobody here will listen to it. But he's not letting all the shine, delay, derail. Okay. He's not letting it cloud his judgment. He can see what Ronaldo is.
I'm staring your comment. Just keep going.
He can see what Ronaldo is for what he is, and he's not letting all the glitter and everything, fool him that it's gold, right? Now, Cantona had an outburst with a fan, and this I just think fans have a short time only. After a while, they'll forget this. It's not that even. I don't even think it was that big a deal. It was a big deal, but you guys, not like you guys were losing and you needed somebody to come and help and say, no, I'm not coming in. You guys were winning 2-0 already. He saw that he was like surplus to requirements, and he was just coming into whatever. That's what bruised his ego, and he walked away. So I can't blame him for that. But then again, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't going to affect Man U in any way. If anything, him not coming on was probably a good thing. Somehow they would have scored you guys if you had come on, maybe. But in the grand scheme of things, people will forget. All he needs to do, at one point, he's going to come back and play for Man U, score a hat trick, and this will be distant memory that he did this. Kepa here, our own Kepa that told Sarri to go and kick rocks.
I remember
when they're trying to solve him, go and kick rocks. I was boiling. I broke a TV that day. Like I was like, okay, first of all, I was mad at Aspilicueta for not going there to drag that guy off. I was imagining, man, if this was John Terry or one of those big guys, they would have done the same thing. I was mad at the whole team, mad at everybody. Sarri damn near lost his mind. Was about to walk away from the job in that same game.
That's right.
We hated and vilified Kepa. Oh, Kepa did this, Kepa did that. Last, they gave him 1 month, one game suspension. He came back the next time. Look at him now. Kepa is like a star boy, benching Mendy. They say, oh, Kepa for clean sheets, 5 times clean sheets. I'll never forget that thing for the rest of my life. But I think football fans have a short-term memory. All you need to do, and all Ronaldo will do, and this will be the thing in the past. If Ronaldo comes back and plays, only one person will not forget everything that Ronaldo has done. That's Ayo. Because this guy has a journal of everything. People will come around.
Ayo is biased.
He'll be fine. The guy has made it to where he is right now for being a narcissist. Like that's literally why he has gotten talent is there and hard work and everything. But that guy is a narcissist, and that narcissism is a big reason for why his career took off the way it took off. The fact that he's super selfish, the fact that he wants to do things his own way, and he wants this and he wants that, and he lets nothing get in front of what he wants, is a big reason why Ronaldo is there. The reason is not because that's the greatest, is because he was born in the same era. He's in the same era as Messi. That's why people that's the only bad thing about his life. He has all the women, has all the cars, has everything. The only problem he has in his life is Messi, because Messi is in the same era as him, and that one has God-given talents. I don't know. Angel touched him when they gave birth to him like football. Take in your brain. And Ronaldo is... Point is that, man, you knew what you were getting. The good and the bad when they got Ronaldo. The only thing they weren't counting on was how much that the good had declined. And now all you're getting is just the bad, because that bad is just staying the same level. It's not declining with the good. It's just staying at the same level.
Bad hardly declines.
It hardly declines. If anything, they actually appreciate.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they've already crossed, and bad is going higher than good. Now you're getting net negative, like a negative net whatever.
What happens is the bad is covered by the good, and then when the good starts going down, the bad gets amplified.
Is the thing now? It's like when you fart in a room and you have candles going. When that candle off, you smell the smell. That mess, you smell it well. Right now, a mess. Ronaldo ate beans and mess from beans. That's what is smelling in the room right now. So I think all he has to do is just go get another candle, and all he has to do is just go have a good game. Fans will start to forget. It's fans will forget this thing. Chaka. Someone said about Chaka right now. You forget. It's fans. Just do something small.
Unfortunately,
that's with their eyes. They will forget.
Unfortunately,
I'm not even blowing out of proportions. Everybody's like carrying shoulder. No.
Unfortunately, I don't think he will get many chances to, come back from this. Not at Manchester United, maybe somewhere else. There's something you said I wanted to go back to. You say fans have short memory, and I wanted to point out that you see this thing about having a short memory. There's a WhatsApp group. If somebody from that group comes up now, person will be expecting me to be dropping vitriol because they all know I don't like Ronaldo. I personally don't like him as a person. I do, however, respect him as a footballer. And the thing, like when we're talking about fans having a short memory, I remember this because I was complaining about him being signed, but there was always this thing he would say. Then he would say, and well, if he gets successful, if the team does well, that's okay. But he never thought it was a goodbye. But he was willing to accept it as long as the guy performed. So now for Ayo, it's his own vindication is that the guy did not perform. He would swallow Ronaldo being in Manchester United. He would rejoice. Like he was very happy when he scored a hat-trick against Tottenham. You can't tell me he wasn't. So that's the thing about it. So it wasn't a case of he was not celebrating him doing well. I was actually celebrating him doing well. But at this very moment, when he stinks, I has to come out and say, I'm vindicated. And it's just the fact of life. The guy stinks. I don't think I have anything to add. We've probably said it all. The only thing I'm going to do on this topic is take comments and jump into
I want to respond to something.
Let's not forget the next step, though. Let's not forget the next step.
I want
to do next step. Let's not forget
that. Okay. For that next step, because we spent so much on this topic, can I speak on the next? What Manchester United should do next? Can I do that? And then Jola, respond quickly. You have 30 seconds.
Okay. All right.
30 seconds.
All right. When you said something about it's not all bad because you guys were winning 2-0, because we were winning 2-0 at that point. That is not the point. That is not the point at all. And it should never be the point. If I cannot bring you on as a coach when we're winning 2-0, what confidence do I have 2 weeks from now or next week when I'm drawing 1-1 with Omonia, with the people from the chemistry textbook, right? And I need a win. Am I going to be confident to bring you on to get me the winning goal or the equalizer? No. So that should not even be I
agree with you. I agree with you.
Now, talking about ignoring, fans having a short-term memory. You remember this because I was on that podcast, right? It was at the beginning of last season when Ronaldo, I think we had played like 2 or 3 games when Ronaldo came. On that podcast, I was not in support of the Ronaldo signing.
Yeah, you're
now, of course, when he scores a hat trick, I'm jumping up. I'm jumping up and down. And in the summer, this summer, when he came out with all that, I want to leave. That was it for me. And there is nothing Ronaldo can do, right, going forward that will change my mind, and he hasn't done it. He hasn't. What?
Okay. Look.
Stop. No. I would now in the first stint of Ronaldo. I was a total fanboy. I was begging him to stay. I had short-term memory then. Now, no. Let's move on.
Okay. Well, I would just say this. Why I wouldn't believe you is this, and I don't think anybody will believe you. Is simply this, right? Last game of the season. I don't
Mhm.
even know who we're playing at the last game. Manchester United are playing last game of the season. Ronaldo comes off the bench and bangs in a hat trick, and the hat trick takes us to second or third on the table. You're going to be rejoicing. You're going to forgive that guy.
You know,
That's how.
but
Look,
they
look,
can- but they
look.
can still
Let
get
me.
help.
I'm saying this with my. I'm saying it with my chest
Time.
because I know football fans.
No,
So,
Gucci, you're
one
right. No, you're
time.
right. I will rejoice. I will celebrate that goal or that hat trick. But
Yeah.
guess what? The next day, he still needs to get on that plane and get out of my club.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Hold that thought. Let me quickly run through these comments.
Yeah, it's a lot.
This is Henry Bitokun. He says, in fairness, I think the reason he thinks he's good or better is because he believes he can still outwork the most of the current crop of Man United players. Importantly, he's not as great anymore. Okay, no, I've taken this. He says Yinka goes, oh, Ogayo, we know CR7's history. We're all biased when it comes to CR7, but since the guy doesn't need us, he believes he can take the world by himself. Good luck to you, CR7. It's the beginning of your fall. And he actually goes ahead to say pride goes go ahead before he fall. That's what we're all seeing about Cristiano Ronaldo. And then he says Cristiano Ronaldo never carried us last season. He sucked the life out of the team last season. Jesus Christ, man. Fans are wicked. Kingsley Wokwe comes back and goes, Ronaldo is a great player, no doubt, but working out on the entire team is very bad. At Ronaldo's age and experience, he should act more as a coach player and encourage the younger players. This is actually true, and that's actually what is most disappointing is he had players in that team that look up to him. So many players, and just looking at this guy and going, so this is how you see your life. Then Henry adds, Henry Bizokun goes, best finisher of all time. More like one of the best finishers, not
Yeah,
the best.
I
I
had
agree.
Yeah,
I agree
do.
with this one. He's not the best finisher.
Let's be honest. That guy is not. He's close there. He's not. Let's be
If he's
honest.
not, yeah, he's one of the. But
He's one of the best. Certainly
Yeah.
not the best.
But hey, I'm biased though. That was my comment. But hey, you know what? They say I'm biased. People don't listen.
It is.
To me.
It is
That's
because
the funny
Ayo doesn't like CR7 and prefers Messi. That's why he can
That's
hold
what
his
they
head
say
and
from the
what the
game.
glitters. This is same Ayo. This same Ayo is biased when it comes to Messi. I have scripts. All fans are biased.
So I guess
See, somebody's waiting for your. Somebody's waiting to give you your own suit. Okay, we're taking this one. This Facebook user calls him the LeBron James of football.
Hey, is that Benvido? Benvido? No. We'll not take that. No, not take that. No LeBron James slander here, please.
Because CR7's case is very unique. In football, we've had outsized egos. His own is well deserved. Ten Hag made the right decision, not field him. But remember, he was United's goal scorer just last season.
Nobody cares about that.
Lingard
Nobody
now
cares
comes
about
in.
that.
That was Chris Lenoir, by the way.
Yes.
That was Chris
Chris
Lenoir.
Lenoir.
Lingard now comes in and goes, haha, I love that Ronaldo's personality is the fat and his talent is the kind of brilliant.
Who said that? That was Benny Abi.
That's what Benny said. Yeah,
That was
his
brilliant. I
personality
like
is
that.
the fat.
I like that.
Yeah, Ronaldo's face. That's true. And so now that his talent is no longer shining, everybody can smell the fat. Facebook user comes, so how many games can he play again at this age? This is what this guy fails to understand. This is what he fails to understand. And you see, like I said, Yinka always agrees with me. Facts, but you won't forgive and forget. That's life. It's just that at his age, there'll be very few chance for us to forgive.
I mean,
it is
he spends money on his body though, so
it is fair to criticize Ronaldo for all his silly antics this season. Last season, delivered goals at a very good level. Can't dismiss the importance of his goals. Saw a stat that his goals won highest percentage of points last season. That's why when people say
you ignore that stat. AY did tell us that stat too.
No, that's why when people say he carried Manchester United last season, I started laughing. He did. He won the most points for it. Absolutely no LeBron.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you,
Henry.
Man.
Let me respond to that, please. That man took away. Stop using that nonsense. He carried us to. This guy took away from the whole forward line. I mean, we see this season. I don't need to go into this thing. I was explaining. You see, that's the funny thing. The one thing we didn't talk about.
We can revise last season, but I don't want to. I don't have time for that. I'll just say this quickly.
Hey,
it is not his fault. It is not his fault that the entire team stank.
It's partly his fault, bro.
It might be partly his fault, but it's not his fault.
It's partly his fault. Yeah. So,
Ika is right about Ayos being for Ronaldo. Ayo, embrace it with your full chest. Yeah.
No, all I'm saying is embrace your
CR7 took away the functionality of the team last season.
He didn't he took away functionality. Did he remove the machine there?
Ola, embrace your caping for Ronaldo. Liverpool can buy Ronaldo and play front two with him and Darwin Noodles. If you end up Europa, I guarantee you.
Oh my god! Okay, look. I have to stop now. We have to stop now. We spent so much time, and I don't want us to. I'm sure a lot of us have something to do.
That's out.
So
what's your next step? Tell us. Next step.
Let's move. Our next steps is very simple. January transfer window is coming. That guy should be out of the club in January. You see, in medicine, when you have an injury, right, and it starts festering, it has to be taken care of immediately. If it doesn't get taken care of, it becomes worse. And a problem with a festering sore is that if it's in the food, that you're getting amputated, and you don't want to get an amputation. So sometimes what doctors would do is they would even go and get the scalpel and cut off that area. They would rather tear that skin off and you have a very bad scar than to let it fester and you get amputated. So Ronaldo has an outsized personality. He also has an outsized ego. Unfortunately, he has met an immovable rock. I don't think Ten Hag is the kind of guy that you mess with. He's one of those managers that I'm sure, and he's also rich, unfortunately, for all the people involved. Because he's not the guy that's going to be motivated by, oh, I don't want to cut my contract, so they won't pay me. If Manchester United doesn't do what he wants to do, especially in this kind of case, he'll walk away. He's that kind of guy. Because he has money. He really has money. He's very wealthy. So, and he's a very stubborn guy. You can see it from the way he handled this Ronaldo case. And why I point that out is this guy couldn't bench Ronaldo more than once. Ole. Carrick did it once, played him the next game and resigned and ran away from the drama. Ragnick came. Ragnick that was supposed to be an interim manager, 6-month manager that should have, to me, is one thing I've there are many things I've said about Ragnick, but the one thing I still find very surprising was I think Ragnick was playing for the job. He wanted to keep that job because he should have started doing this surgery himself last season. He should have started cutting off a lot of things. But I think he didn't want to deal with. Maybe he didn't have the power. But
okay, that's
maybe he didn't have the power. But I think one thing I always see in life is sometimes you shouldn't get given power. You should take it. Yes. The only thing Ragnick was going to lose in this case was he's going to get fired. He's getting fired in 6 months, or he's getting fired.
The same Ragnick, by the way, who when he was calling out the board in the process of, okay, you know what, I'm getting fired, all of you, I'm calling out.
Yes.
What people were using against him, telling me, oh, all he did was call out the board, calling out board manager. Remember that?
No, that's not what I talked about. I said he called out the players. Calling out players. No. It's a different thing when you tell me you're calling out players, and another thing when you're benching players, you're calling out. If you're calling out players and you're playing them every game, what exactly are you doing? You're just saying, these players are bad, oh, I have to play them. I mean, I'd rather you bench these guys and play Elanga them and play kids. You're already losing. You can't get worse than you're doing. So what's the point? Like, that's what I saw a toothless guy. The guy couldn't bite. He was just barking. But that's not what I'm talking about. Now, what I'm saying is this guy here is not just a dog. He's a bulldog. He can bark. He can bite. Ten Hag.
Because he demanded power as part of his contract.
And he took it. Yeah. Like, you see what he did with Maguire? You see what he did with the way he threatened De Gea started performing? Yeah. He did it to Shaw. Shaw stepped up. He's punished a lot of guys. So
but
what I'm saying,
had difficult decisions now. What he did with Maguire, Ronaldo, they're backed by fan sentiment too. Like Maguire, how many Man U fans wanted Maguire to start? Tell me.
Forget fan sentiment. Manchester United is not fan sentiment.
Would you let me?
The owners of Manchester United are very weird. They're very weird. They're the kind of guys that will tell you, "Oh, you can't bench this guy."
Can I talk about next steps, please?
Yeah. So the next steps quickly is get rid of.
Unless your own is about shooting him, I don't understand how it would be different than what Zaza just said.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do. Any other thing is they're just taking it too easy. He should be gone from the club in January.
I personally think, right,
you should cut his contract.
Yeah, like January, just like
Yeah, but that's what I just said.
Yeah, but before that January, you play him on
bench him
on that 20.
Or what?
Under 23.
How?
Under 23. Okay. Remove your mask and review the mercy under your face. I beg. Remove your mask. Review all the Benvindo under your face.
I agree with you.
That's a joke.
Dude, 700K.
That's a joke. Oh no, my own is they find him. They've done everything. As long as they're available, should come in and play. Because I mean, Marshall is nowhere. But yes, in January they should let him go, regardless of what happens. Regardless of he scores 3-4 goals till January, till December, whatever. He should be gone. The second next steps I want to say is the personal next steps. I want to talk about for all of you. I'm going to say it now. For all the United fans, when I told them about the Ronaldo thing, I'm still waiting for my apology. Let me give you my handles. You can send the apology to Twitter, AYLIA. You can send it on Facebook. I have a Gmail. You can send it. You can post it in the letter to Houston. I'm waiting for my apology. And I need to be as long and as loud as you disrespect me. I won't call their names. They know their names. That's what I. There's a private WhatsApp group.
No, I like all the way violence. So.
They were tagging me. Okay, let's call names. If that's what we want. Let's call names. The one that's in there, he has opened up. Yinka, I need my apology. Uchi Zaza, I need my apology. Phillips, I need my apology. Samson, for all of you tagging me. Peter, for tagging me after 2 goals against Newcastle. And I warned them. I said, when I come back, I'm going to come with violence. They didn't listen to me then. All of you, I need my apology. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
That's why this guy came on this show today. He only came on this show to just see this. He's been waiting for this.
He came to hostile apologies.
This kind of man, that's the kind of person he won't let any small slide go.
There's
a lot of people who have actually been waiting for a chance to go in on Ronaldo this tonight. So I'm just taking these comments, and these comments are very heavy.
Yes.
He did set back the progress of that Manchester United front line, though. Okay.
Look at all these fans waxing lyrical.
This season, United have scored less than Leicester this season and still not scoring at a good rate, even without Ronaldo. It's not a Ronaldo thing for me. It's just I just don't like for the strikers to do their job. This is a very fair comment. Rashford does not score.
But do you know what Rashford does with? You want to talk tactics now because this is what
no. He does well with tactics, but he does not score goals. Production rate is low because if you go back and look at Newcastle,
I agree. 100%.
For example, that was 3 points.
Guess what? We're creating
yesterday.
If Ronaldo is there, do you know what we are doing?
No. I'm not using Rashford to defend Ronaldo. I'm just saying Rashford does not score enough chances.
100%. Rashford is a winger. I'm talking of Ola's comment. Ola's comment says it's not a Ronaldo thing. Please. Let's
but it's a very fair point.
You have an underlying issue.
Look at that comment.
You have an underlying issue that
Look at it again. He says this season United have scored less than Leicester.
Yeah.
And still not scoring at a good rate. It is not a Ronaldo thing for me. He's
literally
trying to tell you that. Look at the comment before that. He says he set back the progress of that United front line, though. He's going back and telling you it's not.
No. Buchi, go back to your last comment. See the last line, last sentence. Look at what he said there.
Okay, that you're dismissing strikers who do their job.
Is Ronaldo doing his job?
No, last season.
Ignore everything except that last
season. Remember, he made a comment about last season and the amount of goals.
They have a new coach this season. That's what you guys are not understanding. We have a new coach this season, and Ronaldo cannot play in this system. That's the problem. When he's playing, we cannot create chances because of him.
Okay, what we are saying is that Ronaldo is out of the team. United are creating chances and not finishing the chances. Okay. United are scoring about a goal a game, about a goal and half a game.
Guess what? Ronaldo's in the team. We are not creating those chances.
And we're still not creating
chances. No. Forget Ronaldo. What I'm trying to tell you is that, like Benny was trying to say, there's an underlying issue with Manchester United's forward line.
No, we know that.
This Ronaldo, you guys should get it off your chest.
No.
Everything is about Ronaldo.
No. What Ola is trying to do, and we can read between the lines.
What I am doing, telling you, forget Ola's comment.
Pucci, I'm talking about Ola's comment. What Ola is trying to do is to say that because Rashford and the other people would play in that number 9 position or in the front line, absent Ronaldo, because they're not scoring chances, then it means Ronaldo should be back in the team. No, that's not what it means. because as I just said, whenever Ronaldo is in the team, we don't create chances. We do not create chances. So it's a chicken and egg. It's a chicken and egg situation. What's the cause of what? Right? Ronaldo is in the team, you're not creating chances. Ronaldo is out of the team, you're creating chances, but you're not scoring. I would rather the latter than the former.
But what's the point of the latter if goals don't come eventually?
Because the goals will come.
The goals will come.
Goals will come.
And the overall structure of the team.
Goals will come.
More importantly, the overall structure of the team.
Ronaldo is probably more clinical than forget his recent blushes, but the guy is probably more clinical than your current strikers.
But he doesn't get to those positions. That's what you forget.
It's true, he doesn't get positions, but the chances won't come the way they're coming right now. But there'll be chances, and if he converts at a better rate, at a rate that gives you better goals than what you're getting right now, would that be fair?
Let me tell you how bad Ronaldo is, right?
Okay.
Ronaldo's
that's a recently bad blush.
No, this season, right? This season, Ronaldo is so bad that if he went to, let's think, if he went to Real Madrid, for example, or Barcelona, who are high scoring in the leagues, even PSG, who were rumored to want to, he would still be performing so poorly.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't. No. I think the way the season started, mentally,
I've seen this guy overtaking on somebody like what's his name, Salisu of Southampton, overtook him on a true ball. Like this guy was true on goal, Salisu just ran past him and took that ball, and he just fell over.
Salisu is fast too.
Yeah, but that's how bad he's become.
For people defending Ronaldo, I'm just going to say just one thing, guys. Is watch other leagues. I'm just going to beg you guys, watch other leagues. That's all I'm going to say. Case closed.
I'm telling you, Ronaldo now looks.
I've not said my next step. Let me tell you what my next step.
You find a scapegoat in Ronaldo. That's what it is. All this. You guys are just dumping on him.
Nah,
just admit it.
When somebody wants to make himself from, he used to be a goat in football, but now he's an
you just made him Asun.
And now, what do you do? Gambia, you make them Asun.
You just make him Asun as possible. Sharp.
That's just what
he just made Ronaldo as soon as possible.
That's all.
This is what I propose as next step. He never plays in the team again. He doesn't I don't care. He can train. He's not playing. He can train with the under 23s.
Fine.
Because you have to look at, because what everybody's saying is this, right? Oh, I think everybody here agrees. Okay, he lives in January, right? Between now and January, what is the utility? What is the value you're going to get from him between now and then? You might as well just completely phase him out of the team right now. This is what you was talking about medicine, bro. We need an amputation right now. This is the amputation, right? You just phase him out of the team right now again, because you're not gonna get much value out of him. World Cup is in a month, right?
Less.
So we have what, maybe like three match weeks left max. You're not gonna get much out of him between now and then. No, just phase him out. Once he gets on that plane to Qatar, he doesn't come back to Manchester.
Well, the thing about it though is, that's one unfortunate thing where I think the manager might play him, is the manager uses him to rest Rashford.
Yeah. And they can play him against
Sheriff.
Carbon dioxide, and
I think that's the biggest embarrassment you can give him, is you just dump him into those kind of games where everybody knows is.
Right, that's what he's doing now. That's what he has to do.
Just put him in those games, and that's why when people are saying, okay, Manchester United have played 14 games this season. That's a stat people actually forget, or maybe 15 now. But when that happened, it was 14, so 15. Ronaldo has been involved in 12. Started 6 games, came in as a sub in 6 games.
Yeah.
If you've been involved in 12 out of 15 games, how many more games should a manager put you in? You want to start at 38? You want to start 15 games?
When people come out to say those stats about if Ronaldo is more clinical, guess what? Martial has played 1/5 of Ronaldo's time.
And scored more goals
and more assists.
And literally, there were games when people were giving him passes. I remember that game when Dalot had a chance to score. Dalot passed to Ronaldo. Ronaldo missed it.
To score, yeah.
They wanted him to score that 700 goal. It took him about 6 games to get that 700 goal, because they were betting This Ronaldo thing is However, I insist, Manchester United has an underlying problem with goals. I'm going to take comments, a lot of very funny comments, and one very good comment, and then we'll move on because I think it's time to wrap it up. And Ola goes again. Ten Hag shouldn't back down in this one. This should be the end of Ronaldo's time in the squad. I think I agree, but unfortunately, Marshall doesn't want to come back from injury. Marshall doesn't want something good in his life. Ragnarok, now all mouths, no action, Jerry. He called him Ragnarok. Ragnick. Ola's Asteri Sapo. It has got CR7 on the lockdown. Ola, that was a direct comment to you. Yinka now comes and replies to you directly. He says, I owe you no apology, Jerry. You don't like the guy finish. If you did, I would have doubled in front of you. So all you just have to do to get an apology from Yinka is just to say something nice about Ronaldo.
I'm going to say something that's very, very, very just to end this like Ronaldo.
Okay, but hold on. Let me finish comments. Last season, Ayo, obviously not this season. Ronaldo is dead food now. You see, I was talking about he's dead food. If CR7 was with you against Chelsea, he wouldn't have pinned Chelsea back and forced the tactical change from Potter in the first half. It's not about CR7, it's about a functional team. Marshall should be competing with Haaland for more.
Guys, relax. Marshall this, Marshall that.
People should calm down. And then Linger says, what about career pigeon for your apology? Does Linger owe you an apology?
Be allowed to send it from Anfield.
Send the Raven.
Send it, town crier.
I'm gonna save Linger's last comment. There's another comment she has there. I'm gonna save that comment.
I like that comment.
And then Yummy, if Ronaldo isn't scoring, it's not a Ronaldo problem. It's not creating enough for him. Ronaldo,
this guy likes violence.
It's like saying Haaland City can't create chances. People think we have a striker problem, but we have a creation problem more than a striker problem.
Next
you know that's how
that goals will come because you create more. The more you create, the more chances you get to score. The more the players improve. Fair? That's a good comment. I remember Alex Ferguson once saying something about Forlan. I always remember that. When Forlan came to Manchester United, it took him the whole season to score, but he used to get chances. And as Ferguson said, there's a striker in there that if he wasn't getting chances, he would have not been happy because it shows he's not doing anything good. But because he was getting chances, he was very happy because it showed the guy was doing the right things, that he will eventually score. Unfortunately, he started scoring, but it wasn't for Manchester United. It was for Villarreal.
Rashford, though. I feel like Rashford will make a jump in 2 years. I'm very big on Rashford.
In 2 years? How old is he?
Dude, this guy is almost 25. Which 2 years?
24. I feel like he make a jump. That jump where he start finishing more chances.
Amen.
That guy has evolved in different ways, like over the last couple of years.
Amen. But remember Sterling. Sterling was like that too. Sterling was Mr. Miss.
But Sterling was never put centrally.
Huh?
Sterling was never put in a central position.
Oh, Rashford is not going to be central. Like, let me clear.
Dude. Sterling is playing central. Was playing central attack for Chelsea and he was banging in goals. He was playing central. It was number 9 for Chelsea until Potter came.
Yeah, that's true.
He was playing number 9. Tuchel was playing number 9. He was banging in goals. Since he got that hump over his shoulder, he's been scoring almost 20 goals a season.
Banging is a strong.
He was scoring
goals. He's still probably your highest goal scorer.
He puts in small goals there.
Dripping a little bit.
It was dripping in goals.
In a different zone.
Potter changes for his
all of a sudden, the attackers as team is firing. I was going to say that, but we'll talk about that. Dada, I'll come for you. Potter. Attackers as team is firing.
I don't know. Everybody shouting Potter. We haven't. We
should have lost. Still highest goal scorer.
I'm a Chelsea fan. We should have lost that game. We should have lost that Man Utd game. I don't understand why Man Utd messed up that first. I don't understand how.
It's just the fact of the bridge.
And Villa and Brentford. I was saying it now before you came on. I was saying it. Especially that Villa game.
You did say that.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear
that Villa game. That
there's some people here that are Potter fans.
I'm a huge Chelsea fan, but man, Potter in it.
You know them.
You see it now. Don't worry. That's a Potter fan.
I'm a Potter fan. But
David is a Potter fan.
We were hyping his early results.
There are plenty.
You see, Tuchel should have been fired. And I'm
Tuchel fired himself. Tuchel is a manager. But please,
Let's
because if I
go.
start another one, I won't
You're
finish.
not giving Boli any kind of blame there. Don't worry. Continue.
Yeah.
God is watching you.
Nah, Oga Kwame, you were wrong. Ronaldo doesn't deserve to be in the team this season. I'm just saying,
Oh, you
don't
seen this
dismiss
one now,
25
have
goals in a 38
seen this
game
before.
Fair
season
point,
because
fair
of
point,
beef.
fair
That's
point.
what he's saying. But you guys don't want to hear anything because it's Ronaldo. He played
Exactly.
for Portugal, bro. What did he do? Did he even play well for Portugal?
They
He
were
was poor.
winning. Portugal
Yeah.
fans were winning.
Yeah, so that guy has not been good.
They were like
The
Portugal
team,
before.
besides the last 2 games, hasn't been better with or without Ronaldo. Have you watched the last 3
Oh
games?
my god, bro!
Did you actually watch the last 3 games?
Can you invite me on the
These are
podcast?
the fanboys. Let's keep going. Leave the
You
fanboys.
see how 7 brought on this thing on himself. That's true. Okay, Ronaldo will come back and oh god, please.
Wait. This sounds.
Ah!
Hold on. This sounds like a fanboy comment,
A
but
strong one.
he does have an MO of this though. He has an MO of this where he goes down and then has a little, and I don't know how much of that he has at 37 or 38. But
Fine.
this is his MO where he goes down and
He's
goes up.
paid. He's paid to score goals, right? But he should still
I'm
like.
just saying.
I will
That
be very happy to be wrong. I'm a Manchester United fan. Ronaldo comes back and proves me wrong. What do I
no,
do?
not for Man U. He's not coming back for Man U. Man U is for Man U.
Okay.
He's already done story.
So-
No.
Oh,
It's something like Portugal.
He can go and do it. If he goes and does it in MLS, like MLS.
I actually think he'll have a decent World Cup. I think he will.
Okay.
I think he will.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I mean, I'm going to remind you though. I'll come.
CR7
I'll
is
come
currently
for
still in the
you.
Portuguese team. Man should go and retire. Maybe no Portugal.
See all these fans just boiling
Oh,
because
man.
he didn't come on when
And
you
you know
guys
what's so
2-0.
surprising? This guy is one of the biggest CR7 fans. Look,
You guys
football
fair.
is
You
over.
guys fair. Me and you always go back and forth.
Right
You guys
now.
fair. You guys
So
fair.
many Einsteins, Jerry. Consistent goal scorers is the most difficult in
We
football.
know this.
I would always
but
defend goal scorers when they do their job. Iron knows I always defend Lukaku.
1
like
plus 1
this.
is equals to 2. We know
That's
that. Let's
true.
go, please.
But he didn't go to preseason since he wasn't fit.
Oh,
Oh,
did
but-
no, okay,
oh,
wait.
it's Yomi.
Don't
Yomi
still comment on
Ajefuna.
that Yomi again.
They
Don't
say
ever
it's
go
famous.
for Yomi again.
I agree with Iron Rashi to come with consistency. Okay.
Hey,
I'm a Potter fan. It's a matter
take.
of time. Hopefully, he gets the time. Wow.
Which time?
Okay.
Time to do
Yomi
what?
is trolling you people.
That's what I heard.
That's what I think. Has to
So
be- has to be
Yeah,
changed.
all right.
Okay, some of this Ronaldo affirmation is so irrational. It feels like it's Russian voice. Oh my god!
I wish it was Russian bot too.
Oh,
At least
okay,
Russian bots are
okay,
fancier. This one is from one Abule.
Oh my god! Okay,
No,
guys, we're gonna
Yomi
move
is a
on
straight up
now.
bot. Straight
We're
up.
gonna move on, and unfortunately, Ronaldo is gonna come up again. So before we do the donkey, does anybody have any kudos of the week?
Wow, look at you, just
I had to ask this
premonition.
one because this one was requested by the Newcastle, our in-house Newcastle fan. The guy personally messaged me say, "Hey, are we going to get any?" I said, "Okay, so Mr. Raji, hopefully you're watching. I'm going to give Newcastle some kudos. Newcastle are currently 4th on the table.
Yeah.
Above big Manchester United and big Chelsea. So,
One
yes.
game with ball game played.
Yeah, we don't want to play. That's fair, but still, you're still above us. We give you your kudos. You beat Spurs in London today. You get your kudos. Newcastle gets their kudos because Raji requested it. Not because game on have to, because Raji requested it.
More like
Okay.
Piero.
More like what?
Does anybody have any kudos?
Piero. Kudos. I'm giving kudos to my manager, my coach, man like Eric ten Heisenberg.
At least spread the kudos and donkey from different teams now. At least, because I know who your donkey is going to be already.
You have not heard my donkey. Have you heard my donkey?
But we know who it will be. We know who your donkey will be.
There's only one donkey this week.
You don't know.
Everybody knows who the donkey is.
But-
So
but
everybody
knows.
knows kudos somewhere else.
My kudos is my coach.
This is like a guy standing with a clown outfit in front of a circus trying to say it doesn't work there.
Yeah,
That's what you're
that's
trying
me.
to do. We all know who your donkey is.
Oh, you want my donkey now?
No, not yet.
No,
Calm down.
tell us the donkey now. Let's say a
No,
donkey.
we know. Just calm
Well, I
down.
have another
Benny,
kudos.
do you have any kudos for this week?
Kudos. I mean, I want to give. I was gonna say Iwobi because I have a soft spot for Iwobi because he's been playing crazy for Everton. But I suppose my kudos would be for what's his face? Actually just the team, Nottingham Forest, for beating Liverpool and cauterizing that little rot. Just a little.
I
You
wouldn't
know,
eat.
eh, I will need now. Boys, I want my boys. I will need. Guy came out and said, "Oh, I actually signed for Liverpool, but they never played me one time, so it's very emotional." So
I like it.
Yeah, he had a very weird experience with Liverpool. They never
a
gave
very,
him
very that was bizarre actually.
yeah,
Very
they never
bizarre.
gave him a work permit.
The real
in
Eba
England.
warrior. I like him. That guy's a Eba warrior. Serious Eba
It,
warrior.
but the way he plays, like
Yeah.
you know, so like you can tell the difference. Someone that eats salad and someone that eats eba, you can
But
tell
Eba
the
warrior.
difference.
Serious one.
Because the way he takes shots, this one, eba,
So you mashed potatoes. Listen to
yeah,
that.
mashed potatoes. No. I'm talking pounded down, strong.
Thick.
Eat eba, don't drink water.
That man thick.
My kudos this week is for two teams. Two managers actually. I'm gonna give kudos first of all to Arteta again. He's still top of the table. It's 11 games gone, and it's a weird thing. But usually at this time of the only reason why we can't say the table is set is because some of the teams under the top four haven't played enough games. But I'm beginning to tell you now, I can go ahead and predict that Arsenal will be in the top four. They might not win the league. I'm not sure they will. No, but that's a long way. That's coming from where they've been before. That's a very, very good distance. So I'm giving him kudos for that. I'm also giving Lampard kudos. Lampard for the transformation of his team. I really like what he did with the Iwobi. That's a shocker. And I like the flip because in the past, it would have been Gordon playing midfield and Iwobi playing wings. Now it's Iwobi playing midfield and Gordon playing wings. And they're both doing very, very well. And so I have to give him kudos. That was very smart. Buying on Nana was also very smart. That's a very good buy. I think that guy is still
bringing Gay back was probably the biggest thing in my opinion. Like Gay,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So midfield is solid now.
He's done a lot of good work. To be very fair, brought Connor Cody as well. Connor Cody has been doing well.
He's our longest ever.
Yeah. Then what's his name?
Yeah, it is.
Gray. You said what?
He's our longest ever.
Yeah, this is our longest pod ever. So
wow.
Yeah. Now quickly, we have someone giving kudos. Francis Anosike is coming in quickly.
Hey! Everybody adjust properly.
Francis said, Awani doesn't shoot well.
Highest goal scorer. Highest goal scorer of the season. We are calling it now.
And he once again goes, kudos to Aaron Dan. Getting relegated, man.
Quickly. I want to add two kudos. I want to give one to Diogo Dalot. I think he's been beginning of the season. Well, I think for last season I wrote him off. I was like, this guy's not good enough. But this season,
I told you.
I've been impressed. No,
Dalot is
me. When this goes wrong, I send my apology letters, but some people we know they will not. But it's okay. It's okay.
I think he's good enough to need him at that right back for Portugal.
I like him. Unfortunately, Cancelo is there.
They'll probably move Cancelo to the left. They probably will because Cancelo can play in the left.
That's true.
I mean,
it's been a remake. Second kudos goes to another person. Wait, let me find the second kudos goes to
my bad.
Man, the myth, the legend, the greatest player of all time. It's came back from his 2 weeks injury. 1 goal and 2 assists. He's playing out of his skin. 17 goals and assists. GA, please put some respect on his name. Argentina is going to win the World Cup because of this man.
He always finds a way.
You want to bet?
You can take.
He always finds a way.
Somebody please flip this.
Keep it, please. Argentina is winning the World Cup because of this man. The man.
He always finds a way.
Let's bet who goes further. Argentina versus Brazil.
I think Brazil could win the World Cup. Funny stat. I don't think, apart from in the US and I believe in Korea, those are the only times a European team has won the World Cup outside Europe.
Yes.
Who won the World Cup in Africa?
Spain.
It was Spain.
Okay. Those 3 World Cups. Instead, European teams only win World Cups in Europe. South American teams only win World Cups in South America.
Outside Europe, you mean? That's
what I'm saying. European teams tend to win World Cups in Europe. South American teams tend to win World Cups in South America. So why I'm remembering
outside Europe.
Is,
You mean they win World Cup outside Europe, you mean? They win in other continents. They won in South Korea. Brazil won in South Korea.
Oh yeah, it was Brazil that won in South Korea and Asia. My bad. So
Yeah.
Europe has only won in America and Africa and
Oh,
Brazil has
Germany
won.
won in Brazil. Francis just said that. We forgot that one. Brazil World Cup.
Germany
When Neymar got injured, Germany won that World Cup. Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It was just Neymar got injured. Let's be serious. If Neymar was injured, that World Cup, man.
Well, they
Well,
won
it was, actually, it was
So-
more about Thiago Silva, really. Thiago Silva didn't play that game either. Thiago Silva and Neymar. Those were Thiago Silva, I think, would have been a bigger loss, bigger miss that game.
It was Neymar.
So yeah, thanks for that correction. Francis. So why I'm pointing that out is it will be very hard to predict that Brazil wins it because Brazil doesn't tend to perform well outside.
They'll do well. Brazil will do well. Let's be clear.
They do not tend to perform well outside
Probably
South
Argentina,
America.
Brazil.
As long as
Same
this
thing
guy
as
doesn't
Argentina
pick up
too.
an injury before the World Cup, I think they'll do well.
Who's the Neymar?
Also, we don't know how the heat will affect players.
Birthday, so it's cool.
We don't know
What?
how the heat will affect players.
It's not his sister's birthday, so it's cool.
Fair point.
Yeah, rude. Yeah, rude man.
Diego Dalot made us forget about
Hey,
Wan-Bissaka is injured. But please, praise Wan-Bissaka, not Diego Dalot, please.
Watch the guy go to the World Cup like he like play.
It's not really looking good. You understand?
Oh
my God. Argentina is not winning the World Cup.
I'm not going anywhere. Messi will
The
come under
Reverse
pressure.
Oracle leave a bar, put money for the goal.
That's what I said, dude.
All right,
That's what I
guys.
said.
Guys, that is a lot. We've been here for a long time. So we're
I think
quickly
having
going to Donkey of the Week.
We have a universal one, right? I think. I mean,
Yeah.
universal
So
one.
does anybody have
My donkey. I don't even give Ronaldo donkey of the week. That one is it's not even my donkey of the week is Antonio Kante. This man is this man.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Antonio Kante, like the diabolical football this man plays, the satanic football, the Lucifer-like football. Like this guy is just, I don't get it. And he plays that football home and away, right? And now, like his luck has run out.
Hey, I go put my hands up. I wanted
I know. No.
Oh yeah. This guy always catches himself before they catch him. That's what Aya will do. Aya just be criticizing before they catch him.
Integrity. Because I have integrity. When I get something wrong, I say it. It's fine. It's not hard.
Look at
when
you.
I get
You have
90%
integrity.
of things I get right, people don't give my credit. Can I get my credit? I want my credit, guys.
Sorry,
man.
So that's my donkey of the week.
Okay. Does anyone have a different donkey?
A different donkey. Liverpool should be a donkey too now. I mean, the whole team.
Klopp, yes, because every time
Out here playing Robin Hood.
Klopp was bad.
Who asked you to be Robin Hood?
Klopp
Collect points from Man City, give it to Northern Forest. Did they beg you?
About how Man City
He's an environmentalist.
We can't compete. We can't compete with all that money.
All of them hippies.
Klopp and Liverpool fans, can you compete with Tottenham Forest money? Is that what you want to say now? Is that the excuse? Please.
Well, see, Nottingham Forest.
I mean, they bought 22 players. How can they compete with that?
That means they can't compete.
Okay, so who else has another donkey? Ayo, you have a different donkey?
Yeah, don't say anything. Ayo, he wants to say something so bad.
I have a different donkey, actually. I have a different donkey.
Oh, Lord.
Jesus, wait, I need to take the last comment. This is a very good troll comment, man. Oh my God.
The real Liverpool is back.
The one where I used to
We back. This is hilarious.
We back
Okay,
again.
quickly, Ayo, who's your donkey?
A donkey is for the United fans. They are still not sent the apology letter. I'm still waiting. That's what I'm going to say.
I have a personal donkey. My personal donkey of the week are the United fans who still go out of their way to defend Ronaldo, or what I call the Ronaldo stands, his groupies.
Yeah.
Those are donkeys. Those are my donkeys of the week. And for the first time officially, we will have an official podcast donkey of the week. A unanimous donkey of the week is Cristiano Ronaldo. He's the official podcast donkey of the week. He's a real donkey. You know, I mean, we all have our personal donkeys, but I believe we all agree that is a donkey.
I think you should add Roy Keane and Patrice Evra as well.
Oh yeah,
Ooh, I
those
should-
ones. That's true. Those ones are part of my personal donkeys. They're the United fans and his stands.
How many
Those are all
donkeys
his-
do you have? You have a whole
Yeah.
stable of donkeys already. What's going
This
on
is
now?
it.
You're supposed to have one
Oh
donkey.
my god! Oh my god! Linger.
Ah!
No, Linger. That's not what I'm doing, Linger. I'm just. Oh no, sorry,
So
that's not
that's
Linger.
Soji.
That's Soji. Soji, that's not what I'm doing. But
And look,
oh,
if the glove fits,
but if the glove fits,
Well done, well done.
he said, "Damn, I prayed the United stuff would overshadow Liverpool. You guys shut up. It's not like we said. The real Liverpool is back."
Personal shout out to Linda. Linda, personal shout out to you.
Yeah.
Oh, one
Okay.
question I
Before
have
we
is,
go,
are you guys still spending that Coutinho money? That's all I'm saying.
well, that Coutinho one is long gone.
yo, they've been
Ah,
married
I
to
need-
1970.
I need to go back to two comments. There's a very good comment.
You got a mortgage on Coutinho money.
Yeah. Linga actually left this comment earlier. She
Oh, I
said
love
Ronaldo is the chicken, the egg, the fat, and the candle, and the donkey of the week. Amen. Like I said, official donkey of the week. Official donkey of the week. So we've never done that before. And I'm
We
gonna
started
leave
with
us with
Ronaldo.
this comment before we leave. Yinka says, thoroughly enjoyed this session. You all doing a great job. Long live Footy Fantasy Podcast. Thank you, Yinka. We appreciate everybody that tuned in. It's been a very wonderful podcast, very engaging. It's been good doing it. Unfortunately, Ronaldo had to be the donkey this week. Hopefully he changes and he learns from it, but I doubt he will. His ego is as big as my head, or even bigger. So thank you, Benny, for coming on.
Please end the
Thank
podcast.
you,
End the
Oga
podcast.
Kwame. Ayo, put that down. Guys, it's been a great podcast, and we'll see you guys next week, same time. Remember to follow us. We're always on YouTube every Sunday, 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. Eastern. It's at Footy Fantasy on YouTube. We're also on Twitter, Footy 80 Fantasy. Find us on Facebook, Footy Fantasy. Shout out to everyone that watched again. We appreciate it. And thanks for all the comments. Have a good week, everyone. Bye bye.
Now go on.
Bye.
Wow, this has been long.